and we should be live now.
We
So
are live.
I'm gonna refresh the page. It's not working on. I don't know. It's some
Nope,
sort of
we're live here. We are live here, Tim.
there's some sort of delay on it's not showing up on YouTube. Oh, here we go.
There you go. We're all good. We're all good. How are you doing, you sexy man?
Yeah, and the monkey is backstage, but it says devices not connected. The monkey, you're gonna have to get your webcam connected. It says your devices are not connected. If you want to be on the panel, it says devices not connected.
My cat Ewok keeps rubbing up against my mobile phone stand. So if my screen goes all wobbly, it's my cat. She's rubbing herself against it.
Okay,
Stop
the
it.
monkey. Yeah, but the monkey, he's backstage, and it says devices not connected.
Oh, okay. I'm sure he'll get it sorted out in a minute or two.
Yeah.
How are you doing in sunny California?
It's been raining off and on.
Okay. Does it rain very badly there? Like really heavily when it does?
Yeah, it does. And we got the monkey.
Hey, monkey.
I
I see you've got your Christmas attire on again. Excellent. Excellent.
well, and even eating the can you see it?
Nope. Is it a cookie? It's an Oreo.
It's the red one.
Oh, is it red?
Yeah, look
Here,
inside. See, it's red on the inside.
Hmm?
Ah. Is that like a strawberry one? No,
It's
just red.
dyed red, probably.
Well, we're off to a flying start, everybody. Okay. Joy. Oreo Joy. Excellent.
And to answer your question about the video, lesson learned. I honestly didn't know it was such a problem. I mean, you haven't addressed it in a while, or Skeletor hasn't.
Monkey, what are you talking about? Nobody knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, we don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. In the video that Skeletor made.
Okay. Can you pass along to Skeletor the lesson learned? Okay, I'll pass it along.
Thank you.
I'm sure you didn't do anything wrong, Monkey. I'm sure it's all good.
All I will say is Skeletor wanted me to listen, and I listened. So, but I just need to ask, because last time you helped me out with this, and if you got a chance to look at the script, was this one okay?
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
So, Tim, did you pick up anything cool? By the way, wonderful video. I saw the impromptu video that you did, and you looked energized. You were happy. You were very happy, and I was very happy to see you so enthusiastic about toys.
Thanks.
It's always a great thing to see people being right, Monkeyboy, to be so ecstatic.
Yeah, it was a good video. Yeah, I watched that. I think I watched it yesterday.
Yeah, we got Travels and More, Jason in the chat saying evening all, and then
Evening, Jason.
Andrew,
making a welcome return. We missed you the last couple of weeks, Andrew. There were a couple of people were asking after you, but you're back. You're back, and you're bad.
Yeah, and Ben's in the chat. Says,
hello, Ben.
Good evening, everybody. Hope you all had a great week. And then Delvian C. Good
Thanks,
evening,
Ben. Hi, Delvian.
And
hello,
reading
Delvian.
movies and
reading
travel.
movies. Good evening.
And then Jedi Bill, who I know from the karaoke.
Hello, Jedi Bill.
I've done karaoke live streams with him before.
Oh, cool.
You do karaoke? That's amazing, Tim.
Yeah.
Everyone's rocking up, Tim. They're all rocking up.
I haven't had as much time to do it.
So is that why you enjoy the music, Tim, that you play sometimes? Because you enjoy karaoke so much?
No, I just enjoy music.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Delvy and Siki had these special winter edition Oreos that are like red colored in the center.
They're quite exciting. Do they do green ones at Halloween?
I think green is for the Shamrock month.
Yeah, there's like an orange. There might be an orange colored ones for Halloween.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jason says this time last week he was at the airport waiting to board. I guess that's coming home.
Yeah, he's been in Florida.
Yep, Jason's back now. I hope you had a really nice time, Jason. Looking forward to seeing the rest of your videos. I've no doubt there's loads more on the way. I hope you had a nice time.
It's no joke. Florida has the best orange juice. I've been there, and it was amazing. The orange juice is so much better in Florida. People always make fun of Florida for oranges, but no, it is true. They're homemade and fresh squeezed and all that you can get there, depending on where you go. I mean, I guess it's the same as if you go to like a farmer's market, but I always like them better. Don't you? Homemade versus store-bought? OJ.
Yeah, we used to make our own orange juice when I lived in Croatia. We had an orange press, and we used to make our own orange juice there. It was lovely.
Hey, Tim, have you had homemade orange juice?
I think so. My mom used to make it from a juicer. And I'm getting a Facebook private message from Nick Action Pop Cast. He says he'll pop on after 10. I guess he means 10 his time.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, cool. Okay, Nick, that's cool. Thanks, man. Hold the front page. Hold the front page. Andrew has been on a cruise to Antarctica. He says he's seen lots of penguins, whales, seals, and icebergs. That's amazing, dude. Wow. And there we all were thinking that you were poorly or that you'd gone AWOL, and you were in Antarctica. That's crazy. Wow. Fantastic.
Did you watch Happy Feet? That's what we want to know. On the cruise, did they show Happy Feet?
I think he was too busy looking at real penguins.
That's even better.
Andrew, that's cool. Nice one, man.
Yeah, he says it's very pretty. Lots of penguins, whales, seals, and icebergs.
That's fantastic. Wow.
Well, just great. Now I'm going to go out and get sardines. Thank you.
And Delvian says, very nice. Glad you had a good time. And we've got the Shabby Geek in chat saying, hey, everyone.
Hello,
just popping in to say hello.
Hello, dude. Wow. So Jason's been to Orlando and Andrew's been to Antarctica. That's crazy.
And Ben Stetley saying hello to me, Andrew, Delvian Seek, Travels and More with Jason, reading movies, Monkey Boys, Toys, Jedi Bill, and anyone that he's missed. And
well, I guess I've been renamed to anyone. Ha.
And yeah, Travels and More, Jason, yes, great time, needed more money, pick up a lot at G.I. Joe, and weather was okay.
Oh, cool.
And Ben Stetley at Andrew Antarctica, that is very cool.
It is very cool. Very cold as well, I imagine.
And Andrew says it was the 7th and final continent for my wife and I.
Ah, nice. Very nice.
He's traveled further, but not to a more isolated place. And
I
then
bet that was amazing. Was it really, really quiet? I bet it was absolutely peaceful as you like.
and Benson at Andrew full set sweet, and Delvian saying hello to Shabby. Shabby saying hey Delvian, and then Andrew at Ben Stetley thanks. It is crazy. I am from a real small rural area.
Ah. So Andrew, where did you sail from to get to Antarctica? Where did your cruise begin? And did you take in any other places on the way? Any other sites? Did you get to get off the boat at Antarctica? Did you get to run around on an iceberg or a glacier? I went to a glacier in New Zealand. We went on a day's hiking through a glacier with all the proper spiky shoes and axes and that sort of thing, you know. That was good fun. I don't know if you got to see any of that up close, or whether you were just on the boat the whole time. What does that say, Tim? I haven't got my glasses on.
Travels and More, Jason saying yes, got about 10 plus more videos dropping till the 24th of February. Filmed a lot and still did not get it all done. Oh well, always next time. And then he's saying hi to Shabby, and Andrew saying it is very peaceful. The scenery is so nice. I just started at glaciers all day, and
yeah, cool.
And then Shabby saying hey Jason, and Andrew says we sail from the end of Argentina, Ucia today, or Ucia, and then he says we also went to Buenos Aires. Or Buenos Aires.
Ooh.
And Andrew said we did land a few times. You have to yield right away to the penguins.
Yeah, I guess I mean, it's their territory, isn't it? Yep.
Yeah, and Delvian saying I'm never going to let it if that dancing video down. Am I Shabby? And Andrew says they have no land predators, so they are not afraid of people. They just waddle around.
Oh, that's cool.
And Jason saying to Andrew, you maybe been on the same cruise as a friend of mine. And she was, and Shabby said, we'll do another one day, Delvian. And Delvian's just giving a thumbs up.
Cool. They've been doing some dancing and some hijinks, I take it.
So there's one topic I wanted to bring up that I heard either during somebody's video or in somebody else's live stream chat. Somebody was saying that they thought that 4K is the new Laserdisc.
Aha. Okay, let's see what Monkey thinks about that.
Yeah, what do you think, Monkey?
Well, I think they're saying that because in the time of the Laserdisc, they had the coolest artwork, and nowadays they are releasing 4Ks with wonderful 4K steelbooks that nobody asked for or a lot of people wanted, and they're just the best form of the artwork. So in comparison to DVD, the DVD is kind of like in, if I may use Monkeyboy a example, the DVD is the just run of the mill Eternia oh, what do you call it? Somebody that's just out there, like if Monkeyboy were to throw Skeletor 50 feet into the land, if he were to get up, somebody right around there. Oh, like a civilian. So versus the 4K is the glitz and the glamour, Skeletor, and all the rest of you. So I'm just saying that they're making the 4Ks look way better than the DVD release and the Blu-ray release. But yes, you are paying a lot for it. So, but number one, the quality is better. And like, for example, say if you were in the 80s and you were walking into a store, what were you going to do? Pick up a small, just run-of-the-mill looking image on a box that is a VHS, or the huge Laserdisc with different artwork?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the packaging is a lot more appealing. But Tim, when you saw the topic, were they suggesting that when they said that it was the new Laserdisc, were they suggesting that it was going to be one of these flash in the pan things that were popular for a little while and then they suddenly die out? Is that what they were getting at?
I don't know, maybe, but I think that like Laserdisc, it's something. I don't have the player to play it. I never had a Laserdisc player, and I had met a few people that had the players, but it's one format that I was never able to get into because it got phased out pretty quickly.
Oh yeah, I wonder if that's what they mean about the 4K.
Yeah, I think with like 4K is the problem is though, it's like Blu-ray. You really need when you're doing a film transfer, you really need the original film elements, like the original camera negatives, to do a proper Ultra HD 4K transfer. Just like with Blu-ray, you needed the original film elements, camera negatives to do a proper high def transfer.
Mm-hmm.
I completely agree, Tim, but and because when they don't get the proper elements, you get a release like the horrible Terminator 2. But then when they use the original film elements, that's like how we're able to get a better, like it helps the quality of the picture and the sound. But I think what that commenter was talking about was the collectability. It's a collector's item that where even now the the laser discs are collectible pieces. They're just like artwork, very beautiful to look at. That as of like the beginning of last year, they started coming out with all these beautiful 4Ks that have new additions, and the artwork is different. And even boutique labels are doing different artwork. So it's like these 4K versions are like the collectible. It's like you may have like Monkeyboy. You may have all the normal versions of the Star Wars figures and the Eternia figures, but imagine if they came out with like these special edition ones that are supposed to be like the high quality like 4K versions of what the artist originally thought. I guess would kind of be like that. They're just I think what the person means is that they're just collectible pieces that's like beautiful artwork.
Right.
Okay, well, I don't know if beautiful artwork is something that I always want. If it's just a case, I want the actual movie, and I want like extras, like deleted scenes, trailers, making of documentaries, that sort of thing.
Well,
in
Tim,
the US, do your Blu-rays come in a plastic box like this in a blue?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But because I thought that maybe some of your DVDs you got just in a cardboard sleeve and they didn't have a box. Or am
Well,
I
that's
mistaken?
eco. That's an eco case.
Oh,
It's
Yeah.
made out of recyclable paper.
Well,
Ah.
some of them have the slipcase, like this horror movie, The Black Room. It's got this special like slip case, and then it's just the clear colored Blu-ray case.
okay.
I haven't opened this one yet, but this is scary one.
Okay. So do 4Ks come in those kind of boxes as well, or do they tend to be
Let me
more
see.
flimsy?
I've got some of I have some combo packs.
Oh, what, 4K and Blu-ray?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
4K Blu-ray, like that one's kind of naughty, so I'm not gonna show that slip cover of Werewolf versus Vampire Woman. See, there'll be like a 4K Ultra HD
Okay.
thing on the top, just like
Ah,
Blu-ray. But this has the actual Blu-ray copy in here as well.
okay. Cool. I haven't really seen many 4K titles out in the wild, to be honest. It's mainly Blu-ray and DVD that I see.
Yeah, I mean, there's been 4K for a little while now, but I don't think it's something able to pick up as much as Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I'm not going to start getting. Oh, what's that one?
Daughters of Darkness, it's lesbian vampire horror movie from the 70s.
Okay. Oh, it's got a hologram on it, like a hologrammy, or sorry, a lenticular.
Yeah, it's got the limited edition 4K Ultra HD and then a Blu-ray and a CD soundtrack. This was
Oh,
probably the
cool.
first 4K set I ever bought,
Aha.
where it has actual Ultra HD disc.
Well, I don't
Yeah,
intend on getting a 4K player. I mean, I
yeah,
assume I can't play 4K on my PlayStation 4. I
probably not. Yeah, and I see the monkey. You've got Annie, the musical from '82,
and
and
that's
it's
a 4K as
4K.
well.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's got the 4K. It'll say Ultra. It'll say 4K Ultra HD on the top, like this.
Well, I only just got a new TV a while ago. Upgraded my TV. Decided to do that finally. But I'm not going to be getting a 4K TV. I'll keep this TV now until it dies.
Yeah, my mom's happy with the one I bought. I bought for our household back in, I think it was 2012 or 2013. I had bought a 2K 1080p HD TV. She's been
Okay.
pretty happy with that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm happy with mine. It was such an upgrade because I think my previous TV was, I think it was HD, but I think it was only 720. I don't remember. Um, and I had that TV for years and years. It was the first Sony Bravia when they first came out, absolutely donkeys years ago, and it's still going fine. It's never gone wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. I just felt like I would upgrade and get a slightly bigger one, and a thinner one. Reading Movies says, I think this race to higher definitions is creating a sterile look to movies, only necessary if you have a 60-inch TV. Yeah, I'd agree with that, really. I mean, I think I said last week, I have seen some stuff on 4K TVs, and it just looks so crisp and so sharp. It doesn't look real anymore. It's hyper real, and I spent my whole time just looking at the details on the screen rather than actually paying attention to what was going on in the movie. And I think it was so hyper realistic. it was unnecessary. So yeah. And Ben saying that obviously with a 60-inch TV, you need a room big enough to sit 10 or more feet away. Yeah, I mean, the TV I've got is about as big as I can have for the room that I've got. I can't sit far enough back from it because my living room is so small. Andrew's saying he's not upgraded to 4K. No, I'm not gonna worry about that.
Yeah.
Reading Movies had a Samsung TV which died a few years ago.
Yeah, I've got a 720p HD widescreen in my bedroom that has like a built-in DVD player into it, but it'll just play the 720p standard def DVDs, but it's designed mainly
cool.
for widescreen movies.
That's cool.
So moving on, I never got around to opening up these custom Star Wars figures that I got from Stan Solo. It's just a couple of them. One's the removable helmet mask Darth Vader.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he doesn't have his mask on, so
you could if you make your screen bigger, Tim.
Okay, let's see. Where is my thing? Oh, shoot.
There we go.
And he has the cloth goods cape on him.
Oh, that's cool. Has he got the second inner skirt as well, or is that?
Yes, he does. See?
Ah, yeah, cool, cool.
It's underneath.
Very nice.
And he's got the little.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
It's more of a reddish color than the original.
Are you going to display him with his helmet on or off?
I want to put it on him. There.
That looks cool. Very nice.
It's a little bit narrower of a head.
Yeah. But it's not like one of the little pea heads like on the Stormtrooper Luke and Han.
Yeah. And here he is holding his.
Oh, he looks cool. Nice one. Are you going to have him in your Tantive hallway?
I've already got a Darth Vader in there.
Uh-huh.
And let's see. Andrew saying my last TV was still good, but the speakers were low grade. It took me a few times to even find a charity shop to take it. Some much e-waste. Or he's saying so much e-waste, and Travels and More with Jason saying, I have no idea what my TV is. I just know it is 42-inch. And then he's saying, Tim, I got the droids on Saturday from SAT. And Reading Movie says that Ben Stetley, yes, I agree. The problem with big screen TVs in a typical UK room is even a 1080p movie looks like it's playing through a Commodore 64. And then we've got Keith Holmesley in the chat saying, hey, Tim, I know him from Retro Blasting.
Yeah, hello, Keith. How's it going, man?
And then Ben Stetley saying, I do quite enjoy the high frame rates for sports, though. F1 at 50 frames per second looks good. Oh, Calvin or Jason saying Stan. I guess
Oh,
maybe
so he's got the Stan Solo droids.
yes, and yeah, they're just saying hello to each other in the chat, and then reading movies. Yeah. So I will take myself off a solo for a second. Just pop in this little air bubble, like baggy. And I got Dagobah training Luke as well, and he's got a gun and he's got the blue lightsaber. I made sure to order one that has the blue lightsaber. I could order him with either a yellow lightsaber or a blue lightsaber, so
okay.
I wanted to get him with the blue lightsaber, and he's got just the short sleeve shirt without the jacket and sweaty the sweaty hair.
Has he got the lines on his jacket, the lines that go across?
He doesn't have the jacket. Since he's just training without his jacket on, he's just got the short sleeve shirt.
Did it come with a backpack?
No backpack. I'd have to track a backpack down.
He looks cool though.
And he's got his blue lightsaber, so this is pre getting his hand chopped off by Darth Vader. And yeah, it doesn't seem to fit in the it just falls out of the right hand a little bit easier, so maybe just put it in the left hand instead. Yeah, it fits tightly in the left hand. And Travels and More Jason, Tim, if you need an extra one on tonight, I'd be okay.
Do you want me to send Jason the link, Tim?
Yeah, send it to him in private.
Okay. Hold on. Let me just mute my cam.
So I could just have him holding the gun in the right hand instead. He'll hold the blue lightsaber tightly in his left hand, and then I guess maybe to do the lightsaber duel, it's easier to cross the sabers this way.
I can't see what you're doing at the moment, Tim. I'll be there in a sec. I'm just sending Jason the link.
Okay.
And then I should be able to. Okay, there we are. Cool. Nice one.
And he's got Darth Vader has a red lightsaber, and Luke, I got the blue lightsaber, Dagobah training Luke.
Cool.
I don't know where I can. I'll just set these guys.
Did those take very long to get to you, Tim? Were you waiting very long for them to arrive?
I think just a few days. It seemed like they came a lot sooner than I expected. So I'm gonna solo or exit solo.
May I show you a film and you let me know if you got it, Tim? Because I think you might have showed it on there, but if not, it's my favorite Kristen Stewart film. And can I show it to you?
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, let me make you bigger. Yeah, I'm
Do you
not.
have it?
No, I don't have it.
Oh, well, then let me teach you all a lesson. Before the Twilight Saga took off, Kristen Stewart was in this one. She's the blonde-headed one up top. And this was the last film Meg Ryan did before her surgery, where she got kind of a little crazy at it. You know, like when she started to inject her cheeks a bit more. The second to last film she did, where you could really see she was getting heavy with it, the injections, was In the Cut, starring Mark Ruffalo. But this one was before she started getting all that surgery, and this was the film she did. Kristen Stewart. She first did the She first did that one with Jodie Foster called Panic Room, and then she did this one, and this was the last one she did before her fame really took off with the Twilight Saga. So
I didn't realize that was her in Panic Room. She played the daughter, did she?
Yep.
Wow.
And see, if you look,
cool.
Meg Ryan looks pretty normal in this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Meg Ryan down there. I thought that was what's her name? Julia Roberts, just with blonde hair.
See right here the names.
Yeah, I see. Oh, Adrian Brody, Kristen Stewart, and Meg Ryan.
And I got something that reminded me of you, Monkeyboy, you with your love of toys. And this is my favorite. I mean, I used to own this long ago, but I got it back because it's my favorite superhero movie. But it reminds me of you at the same time. Are you curious?
Well, yeah, go ahead.
It's Inspector Gadget 2.
Oh.
Disney's Inspector Gadget.
Okay.
For
Jason.
For anybody that does not know, after the actress starred in the movie The Parent Trap, she was the one that was trying to steal their father away. She was in this. So yeah, her career really plummeted after she played the love interest in The Parent Trap. The film she could get after being the love interest in the 1998 Lindsay Lohan The Parent Trap was this, the second Gadget.
I didn't know there was two. I knew there was the first one, but I didn't know there was a second one. I'm not sure why that reminds you of me, but
because of all the toys.
Yeah,
because okay, is there lots of toys?
Because you have all those superhero toys, like the DC superheroes.
Oh, okay.
You've got Superman, I think Batman. Don't you have any Batman?
Yeah, I've got a lot of Batman and Superman, yeah.
In the town, he is the only superhero. This was before DC. This was before they had the Avengers. This town had the only superhero, and that was Inspector Gadget. And don't you define a superhero as a normal person that gets these abilities that makes them able to protect people around them.
Yeah, that's true.
And you may ask how this one is different from the other. Well, in this one, he can actually consume food and drink without short-circuiting. You see him drinking. You see him drinking a Pepsi. You see him. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. What were you saying?
Right. I was going to say I hadn't seen either of them. So
yeah, I don't think he's familiar. He's probably not familiar with the cartoon. So it was like
I know the cartoon. I know the cartoon.
Okay, you do know the cartoon. I wasn't sure if you knew the cartoon.
Yeah. Inspector Gadget was quite big here in the UK.
Hmm.
Hello, Jason. How you doing, man?
That was
Yeah, not
Matthew
bad.
Broderick that played him in
Am
the
I a
movie.
bit quiet or not?
No, we can hear you. Okay. How you doing, bud?
Yeah. You're a bit quiet on my end, but I can't work out the settings to get you a bit louder, but I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I can hear you loud and clear.
Yep. You're sounding perfect.
Yeah, it's obviously one thing I need to sort out on this end, but whatever button it is, it's like
Have you got? You haven't got headphones plugged into it now?
Nah. I can hear you fine. It just you like fierce at the moment. Hello, how are we? Not, you know.
Yeah, mine did that. Mine did that a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I plugged some headphones in and then took them straight out again, and it sorted it out.
Where's my headphones?
Ben's saying to you, Tim, nice video the other day, but he's surprised that a guy with crucifixes on the wall has a cheeky lesbian vampire Blu-ray collection. You're a dark horse, Timothy Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jason,
I've got a question for you, Tim. Out of all your horror films and all that, what is your best one you like?
Best one that I like? It's a bit of a challenge to decide. I've got so many in my collection. I've got the Old Dark House starring Boris Karloff from 1932. And then I've got let me make myself bigger. I've got Old Dark House from 1932 starring Boris Karloff. I still need to watch this one.
Mm-hmm.
I watched it once long time ago. I think it's only like a 70-minute long movie. Or 70, yeah, it's 72 minutes. It says horror comedy, but it's, some parts of it are probably funny. And then I've got The Devil Bat starring Bela Lugosi. This is a little bit of a comedy, but it's more horror than comedy. It's just got a little bit of comedy bits thrown in there. And then Dracula starring Bela Lugosi is a good one.
Nice.
And then The Wolfman starring Lon Chaney Jr. is another good one.
Nice.
And then Boris Karloff, who played Frankenstein's monster, was also the original Mummy.
No, yep.
Oh,
I
cool.
think I've only heard about two of them ones I've seen. I've only seen Mummy, and I think I may have only seen Dracula at some point. The rest, you really know your films, Tim. You do. I thought I knew a bit about films, but you are hands down 10 times more knowledgeable on films.
And then when it comes to like Walt Disney animation, there's one I haven't watched it yet from the 80s. It's more of a cult film since it didn't do too well. The Black Cauldron.
Yeah.
The 80s animated sword and sorcery.
And do you know there's one Disney film they would probably never show on DVD or Blu-ray, and that's just Songs of the South.
Yeah, Song of the South. You can get it. You can get a bootleg of that pretty easily, though.
Yeah, you never get an official release.
And reading movies, not a patch on the cartoon. Guess he's talking about Inspector Gadget.
Yeah.
It was a fun cartoon. Dr. Claw voice was one of Soundwave's original voices before they added the vocoder effect for Transformers. And Andrew saying Inspector Gadget had some good ideas, but I never cared for Get Smart, the old TV show. Yeah, it was the Get Smart actor Don Adams, which I assume it was an homage of the bumbling hero propped up by his subordinates. Isn't my jam. And Andrew, the Black Cauldron sounds like a blaxploitation film starring Jim Kelly. No, it's an 80s anime Disney cult movie.
Huh.
So
I
I'm
think
gonna.
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's a little bit dark for kids animated movie. I think some of it either didn't get filmed or something was cut out that would have made it even darker.
Oh.
Well, in my defense, that may be the premise of the first one, but in the second one, he's not that. He doesn't listen to Penny. He's sabotaged in everything he does, Inspector Gadget. And the other one, the newer Gadget, gets all the fame because she's actually better at it. So I really like in the second one, they kind of go away from the normal tropes of the cartoon and the first one, and it's kind of like its own original take, its own original tale, because it's in my opinion, it's my favorite superhero film, and thank God it's not Marvel or DC. So that's my piece.
Okay.
Is it a superhero film? No, I don't think I would class it as a superhero film.
No, well, it's difficult, isn't it? Because Inspector Gadget is really he's about as much of a superhero as Batman is, because they both kind of have all the gadgets, don't they? So, but they don't actually have any superpowers themselves. But
yeah, but with Batman, he has to rely more on his wits, his brain.
Yeah.
He has to be. He doesn't have any superpowers, so it's.
Yeah. But then in the Inspector Gadget cartoon, it was always Penny and Brains and Brain the dog that saved the day in the end.
Yeah, pretty much.
Quite often. But I like the cartoon, but I've never seen the film.
Yeah, I remember it quite well.
Yeah, it was a live action movie, like what the monkey was showing us.
So was Matthew Broderick in that?
Nope. The guy that was the weird one in Third Rock from the Sun, that was him. The one that always walked around with his eyes barely open.
Oh, you mean French Stewart?
Yes, that was him.
Oh, but Matthew Broderick was in the first Inspector Gadget, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yes. And it was interesting because in the second one, they didn't even show the inventor, that the daughter that helped him. In the second one, it was like she never existed. There was somebody else that was the scientist, and it was just, so it's like nobody, but like there was nobody from the original in it, and all the lore from the first one was gone, and they made it seem like that Inspector Gadget wasn't labeled the first one as he was in the first movie. He was called I can't think what it's called, but it's like the prototype model. So he was in the first one. They said he was the first one, but in this one they never called him the first. They only said, Gadget, you're the prototype model. This is you, but without the glitches. So everything was really different, and even the villain Claw, he wasn't some tall, sophisticated, articulate guy who uses his brains and all that. He was smart, but he was more of an evil genius kind. He was kind of husky, wore a trench coat, and you would like it because, like the TV show, you never see his face. Something's always blocking some of it. And in the end, it ends exactly like the TV show, where Claw gets away laughing in a spaceship with his cat, saying that classic phrase Claw did. So there's parts of it that's even better and more close to the TV show, the animated TV show that you saw. So I think you will like those parts of it. But I will say, yes, I think you're partially right, Tim, that he's not your average superhero. That's why they have not made another live action Inspector Gadget since 2003. But did you know they're currently working on rebooting Inspector Gadget as we speak?
What, as a cartoon?
I'm just, they're keeping the lid on it, but it's in production or pre-planning. They're working on it. But I will say, who here loves Sean Connery?
Yes. Just cause. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that one.
No, not seen it.
That is Lawrence Fishburne right there.
Ah.
Yep, back when he had hair. It's really good. But most people don't like it because it's not the average film where Sean Connery knows everything and everything ends happily after. This is a film where no one gets a happy ending. Everybody is affected when the film ends. Yes, he may technically save the day, but it's not a happy ending after the credits roll. Everybody is affected, and he basically lost. That's all I will say without spoiling anything, because there's a lot I did not mention.
Okay. I feel you have spoiled it, but that's okay.
Don't need to watch it now, do you, mate?
No, I don't need to now. So yeah, Jason, now we've got you here. Did you have a nice time in America?
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't as hot as it should have been, but it's more dealable.
I saw you had that video where it was absolutely pissing it down one day, wasn't it?
Yeah, one of the days, horrible. But it was quite.
Hello, Dean.
Some days it was literally.
Hi, Dean.
Okay.
I mean, cold for Florida.
Really?
But it was like going around with a light jacket, so it was like basically for us Brits, it was like a summer day in April when the daytime is nice and warm, so you don't need to wear a jacket. But as soon as that sun went down, you needed a jacket on. You did. Right.
Okay. What was your favourite part of your trip, or are you going to save that for a video?
I will be saying in the video, but the simple fact, I think one of the best bits was doing the special event at Disney, even though it cost a lot of money, and it did. But what you got for that money, it was basically worth it. I mean, me and my brother, we carry backpacks, and let's say you got free drinks and bottles of Diet Coke and Coca-Cola Zero. You got ice cream, you got popcorn, and it was like something like about 1,000 or 2,000 in the park after hours. Well,
I have a question for you.
What is it? What is it, the monkey?
Well, where you visited, that's the place where they had the Avengers compound, right?
Yes, I know.
No, I was asking to make sure it was the right one.
Yeah, it's in Epcot.
So, did you
Avengers
go?
compound.
Yes.
I'm not sure if it's open yet over here. Well, I mean over in Florida, but I know the compound for certain is in Disneyland Paris that did open, but I don't know if it's fully done yet in Florida. It might be more California. Somebody else would probably know in the chat.
Oh.
There is a Marvel ride, but I don't think there's a compound yet. I think that's Disneyland Paris.
So, if I may ask, is there any movies that you got when you were in America that you were surprised at the different artwork, since our artwork differs from yours?
I don't buy any DVDs or videos now in the States. I go looking for, I go looking and hunting for vintage toys now. I used to look for DVDs out there, but DVD shops are literally non-existent in Orlando and some areas of Florida, where 10 years ago I knew about 7, and then we had that small depression and it hit America a lot harder than it did us. Next time I went over, about a year later, every single DVD shop that I knew was gone. So that's the reason why I stopped hunting for DVDs out there.
You must have had a multi-regional player at the time.
Yeah, I've always had one. From videos to DVD. And the only thing I can't do is Blu-ray because that's locked. So,
Right.
But there is ways around it. You just buy yourself a American Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Let's just quickly catch up with the chat. Reading Movies is saying that Dean he spit my words out that he liked Dean's 18 video today, and that the Amy Allen figure was disturbing. Yeah, that Amy Allen figure is a shocking looking thing.
It is.
I mean, her face she almost looks like the face figure. I mean, the face sculpt is awful.
Yeah, she's pretty ugly.
She looks like a cross between face and fugly.
But fugly. But fucking ugly.
I sent Luke the camera that he had missing because I found it in one of my little job lots.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I sent it to him for Christmas. He was missing it for his figure, and I had no need for it.
Cool. Yeah, I've got the four main guys. I don't have any of the bad guys, and I don't have Amy Allen. I guess I would be interested in having Amy Allen just because it's just such a shocking looking figure. But no, I'm happy with the four main guys. Really, I'm not gonna search out any of the rest.
No, I've seen one once in a shop down in Herne Bay. The guy wanted 50 quid for it, and I was like, no.
Was that a loose one?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. For a figure that's like she's falling off every branch falling down a tree.
Yeah, no, it is a shocking looking figure.
As far as female figures, what's your opinion on the new April O'Neil figure from the newer animated film versus the other iterations we have? We have the April O'Neil from the animated original TV show from the 80s, and then we have the April O'Neil figure from the movies and the other animated movies and the games. So and other different ones. They even did like a 80s line, like from the one that Monkeyboy was showing.
Booyah!
Here comes Nick.
Hello, Nick. Monkey,
What's
I
up?
don't know, man. I'm not familiar with the new April O'Neil figure. I haven't seen it.
Same, but I know one of the old
Haven't seen
ones that you could tell she was a female.
What does that say? Oh, Nick the Tango Slapper. How you doing, Nick? You doing all right, man?
I'm good, man. Yeah, I'm good. I've finished, edited, uploaded, all set to rock and roll. I'm on my son's new Chromebook, so I'm hoping that it's going to have the power to run StreamYard. So everything seems all right so far.
Okay, cool.
Which is good.
If anyone hasn't seen Nick's latest post, he has announced the topic of his next podcast. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that, Nick?
I absolutely can, if I'm allowed the floor to do so, which I am, because you said I can.
I think better to do it now while there's a few people here rather than... We'll do it again at the end, but... Oh, it's
okay.
Mr. Blobby.
It's Mr. Blobby. Excuse, I'm not feeling very photogenic at the moment. So the subject of the podcast is Tango Slapped, the guerrilla advertising campaign of the 1990s. I have to say, Zantara guessed it in the announcement stream we did a couple of weeks ago. So rock on, Zantara, you got it. That's why I gave you a wink in the chat. And it's all about how Tango changed up the face of advertising forever and the controversies that came with it. And it all started with one advert, which was called The Orange Man, which showed a rotund orange man running up to someone drinking a can of Tango and double slapping him across the cheeks and ears. This caused injuries. This caused fallouts in the press. This caused adverts being withdrawn. All kind of chaos. Kicked off into a 5-6 year advertising campaign, which saw every charity you can imagine offended, every newspaper story. It went nuts. It's a real British gem, and ever since, advertising has never been the same on this front, and you have Tango to thank for the madness. Join us on February the 3rd at 8:15 GMT for the podcast. Me and Kim Gonnet, we're going to go into it, and we have left no stone unturned, so I hope you can join us.
Excellent.
Thank you for the floor.
No worries. So that's the first Saturday in February.
It is indeed.
Excellent. Look forward to that. You say you left no stone unturned. Did you mention who did the voice for the first Tango advert?
I have gone into both. You will find out who both the people were. You will find out that one was a comedian and one was actually an ex-footballer / footballer coach. One of which died in 2018. But I don't want to give away all the bloody details of the podcast now, do I?
No, don't do that. No.
Can I give you a piece of advice?
Sure, why not?
When you do that, please, you don't have a lot of Americans tune out, make sure you let them know in the beginning you're not talking when you mention the Orange Man, because that's Americans' nickname for Donald Trump. They call him the Orange Man.
That's absolutely fine. But anyone who tunes into our podcasts will know, or anyone who has tuned in the past will know, that we are very thorough, and you will be quite aware from about 3 seconds in that it's got nothing to do with Donald Trump, politics, or any of the crap that people want to
and
the these days.
The monkey, we don't want to talk about politics at all. So
I was just, it was.
It's okay.
No, it was
calm down, relax.
It was a fair comment, but that's okay. I don't think anyone's going to be confused.
But I just want to remind people that we don't talk about politics, so I don't want it to be getting into a long discussion on.
No, I don't think Monkey was going to do that, Tim.
No. I think what Monkey was doing, like, I don't get into political crap talk. I don't talk about the politics of my country, your country, any country. Couldn't care less. But he does raise a point. I am aware that person is called that. But on our podcasts, the thumbnails, the video descriptions, the introductions within about 2.5 minutes of because it's pre-recorded, but it's a live premiere. You'll be very aware of the subject. But the beautiful thing is with the podcast is even our cousins across the pond, you will not have to know anything about this subject. We will guide you through it all.
Okay.
So, Nick, for our friends across the pond, do you just want to give a quick synopsis of what the adverts were, without going into the content of your podcast, but just a quick so that people know.
I would just like to say here though, Tim's just brought up Xantara's comment. I'm really sorry, Xantara. I actually thought it was you who guessed the subject. I thought it was you who turned around and I said there's oranges in the thumbnail, and I thought it was you who turned around and said oranges. But yeah, perhaps it could be about Tango. But if it wasn't you, I do apologize for confusing you with someone else. They must have been equally as awesome as you.
Thanks for joining us, ma'am. Do you want to just give a quick, just to explain for those across the pond that might not know what Tango is?
So in America, I believe the most there are probably brand names, but orange soda. So in our country, we have an orange soda, which is branded as Tango. It's existed since the 70s. And when the sort of 70s, 80s, they had their usual advertising campaigns. And in the 90s, Tango decided, because their sales were, they were dropping, there was other competition in the market. So they decided to do a campaign which basically upset everyone. And I've just seen this comment. Delvian, yes, it was you. I do apologize. You have to bear in mind, as well as I hold my drink, I was drunk on that stream. I do apologize. I could have forgot. So Delvian, yes, no, it was Delvian. But no, Delvian, equally awesome person.
Hello, Kim.
Hi, Kim. She's in the chat.
She's in the chat.
So the podcast is basically going to be giving us all the information about this advertising campaign that Tango ran on TV, on UK TV.
100%, yes. It's all about that campaign. It's going to take you through the 90s. It's going to take you right the way through the decade of the 90s. We will touch a bit on some of the later stuff, and there's a couple of surprises thrown in there along the way. So it will be something which I believe people will find it interesting. The thing is with our podcast, we try and make it that I've had a couple of people say to me they haven't tuned in. Look, no one has to tune in. No one ever has to tune in. Look, I get it. We're all busy. It may not be your thing. But one thing I can say, rest assured, if there's ever a podcast that we are doing and it's a topic on something you don't know, I would like to think that we're thorough enough that we can guide you through it, even if you may not have seen the thing or even if you're not aware of the subject. It's something we pride ourselves on, is that we do go very deep into the research. Yeah,
I can recommend that. I mean, I've been aware of some of the subjects you've covered on your podcast, but not all of them. But I have watched ones that I wasn't familiar with the subject, and by the end I was fully up to speed. You know, it's the research and time you put into it really does pay off. So anyone that wants a link to Nick's video on Saturday, the 3rd of February, I will be putting a post on my community tab after the stream with the link to the show. So just go on there and set a reminder on your phone or whatever, and then you won't miss the podcast when it drops on the 3rd.
And thank you for allowing me to talk on it. But Kim just raised an interesting thing there. Even Kim, the other half of the podcast, she was too young to remember this, but she researched it. All the power to her, and she got in there because it's like I say, if something's got enough meat, if there's enough meat on the bone, you can always pull something to talk about.
Well then, aren't you glad you have Kim?
Orange, you glad? Well done.
Weren't you glad?
Kim's a baby compared to me.
I thought she was around the same age as you.
No, she's almost 5 years younger than me.
Okay.
Yeah, she's young. She's a young'un.
Yeah, but you're fairly young. Weren't you only born? When were you born? Was it?
I was 84. I was born end of 84. Okay. November 84. I'm just so youthful looking. I confuse people.
Yeah, even I thought you looked her age when you both were on screen.
Well, I think that the beautiful thing with StreamYard these days is you can soften your appearance when you go into the settings on camera. Oh. I'm all about flattering angles.
So I'm just reading Ben's comment here. Ben's saying that doesn't being tangoed sort of apply to fake tan now as well?
Yes, that's why. And Tim, I won't mention it. All I will say is that's why I thought of that individual instead of the drink.
Yeah.
Because
that makes sense. That makes sense.
I love that Ben has commented, I'm guilty of giving and receiving tango slaps at school, because that tells me that we were on the ball with what we said, with what we researched. we were there. Yeah. You know, I don't know. I mean, I am younger than some of the guys in the community, but whereas a lot of you guys will talk like about the 80s and your memories of the 80s, you see, for me, I'm 10 years, you know, in many respects, I'm 10 years after. So
yeah, because you were born in 84, so you would have been a 10-year-old when I was 16. I was 16 in, I believe, 1994. You had just turned. You would have been 10, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the 90s. Yeah, well, let me do the math. Yeah, I would have been 10 in November 94. I would have been 10. Yeah, so I remember. Obviously, I remember the 90s well. I mean, you guys, we all do it in this community. Well, depending on your age in the 90s, I don't know if you should remember it well or not. But
well, let's say I didn't drink much, but I still remember them very well.
I always think Dave Monkeyboy's toys, because there's two monkeys, I have to make that description. I always think Dave's younger than what he is, and he always reminds me he's older than me when we talk. I'll say stuff, he's like, I'm older than you, dude.
Yeah, he's around the same age as me. He's maybe a few months younger, but
yeah, I'm 46 as well.
46, so
crazy, isn't it?
It is. I don't know. Does anyone?
I think I'm the oldest one here at the moment.
She is.
Hello.
Hey.
Right, yeah, no Gerard so far. I thought Gerard would be here, but he commented on my solo video.
Yeah, he's normally here. He was asking after you last week, Andrew. He was wondering if everything was okay. And obviously you were in Antarctica, like an absolute hooligan.
What's your secret identity, James Bond? Sorry, I just watched Die Another Day the other day. So,
speaking of Dying Another Day, did anybody see The Beekeeper? I thought it was really good.
I saw it in America.
I haven't seen it.
I thought it was pretty good for an action film. But I can also see faults with it.
Which with it? Did you see it on the plane? You said.
No, I saw it in the cinema out there.
Oh.
They say the screen I saw it on. Wow, ginormous. Don't know what size screen it was, but film's brilliant. But there's definitely if you want to what I call, where you get people that likes to pick things out of it and say there's little faults. Oh yeah, I could see some faults. I could, but as a true action film, yeah, it's good.
Okay, who's in it?
Jason Statham, and I thought it was interesting because it's like, since James Bond is kind of like done, they're introducing they're kind of introducing that, like, how for decades they always that old discussion of, well, Bond is a code name. They actually, in this one, Beekeeper is a code name too. So you can have many different people that are beekeepers. And I thought that was interesting, that once James Bond is done, they're giving us another kind of Bond, but only kind of letting us know anybody could be the next one in the sequel.
I mean, I have to say that is just a fan theory on James Bond, though. James Bond is canonically the same person. Each actor that plays him is not he is set to be the same person. It's just a fan theory, but
right. But I'm saying I'm happy they are making it real in this one. That it may not be for Bond in the Bond universe, but in this one, they blatantly said that it's not just one person that can be a beekeeper. It can be anybody, and that there's many different beekeepers. So they're not saying it's just one. It's kind of what it's kind of similar to that one with that Japanese lady in it, because you see that she is just as good as him. But it's kind of like that, but it's really good because it's like
reading movies.
Because they let you know from that it's just not one anymore. That there's lots of beekeepers out there, and that's what that was really good. They set it up for so many sequels without just showing us who's going to be in the next one. They were kind of like, because isn't it a trope we always had that when they introduced somebody, like in the end of the Expendables or the end of this film or that film, that we knew they were going to be the focus of the next one?
Okay. I feel I should stop you there because not everyone has seen it, and I've just got a feeling that there's going to be a spoiler around the corner.
Okay. I was pretty much done anyway. Okay.
Okay, cool.
JC.
Just to add a little, if I could add a little something to what Monkey was saying, though. So the James Bond is just James Bond, regardless of who plays him. However, like in No Time to Die, we're 2 years past it coming out now. The number 007 can be assigned to different people, as it was in No Time to Die.
Right.
I'm surprised with the way things are going that they haven't actually just said, oh, do you know what? We're just going to do a series. We're just going to do a film about 008 or 006. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It will come one day. It will come in one format or another. I'm sure of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I really made of that No Time to Die. I did enjoy the film, but it just left me with a funny taste in my mouth. I didn't really like it at the end.
Well, I won't say exactly what the end was in case no one's seen it, but like the fact that you have James Bond will return in the credits immediately at the end of the film. It's, to be honest with you, do you know what I want now? I want them to move past this Daniel Craig era, because I'm not a great fan of the Daniel Craig era at all. And I want them to make a good old-fashioned Bond film again. Let's have the old formula back. Let's have a Bond film. Because I've been watching the classic Bonds with my boy over the last few weeks, and they're formulaic. Some may say problematic for current times, but you know what? They're just good films.
Oh,
such good films.
They're classics.
Yeah.
Can't be a classic James Bond film.
Other than Lazenby, who, you know, he had a tough job, that was always going to be difficult, and I think some of his decisions were perhaps pushed on him by the director. I don't think there's a classic James Bond film other than On His Majesty's Secret Service that I don't think is a good film. I mean, there's weak ones. The last Pierce Brosnan one's a little bit cheesy, but you know, it still had all those tropes. You still enjoyed it, you know, when you watched it.
What was that one? Was that Die Another Day, or?
I believe that was Die Another Day. Yeah, the one with the diamonds and they had the ice palace type thing and the invisible BMW, was it?
Yeah.
Surfing down a wave on a parachute on like a car bonnet.
I really did enjoy the A Time to Die, I think.
No Time to Die.
The one with Dalton.
The Living Daylights.
The Living Daylights and License to Kill were the two Dalton films.
Yeah,
that was The Living Daylights, which I actually watched on Saturday.
Those were my favorites, and that's all I will say on that.
I'll be back in 2 minutes. I just need to go and urinate.
Okay, go to the bathroom. Please go wee wee.
Oh man.
Well, if I were a betting man, I would have thought you would have told me something like that.
Well, you know what I did pick up when I cheat.
Okay.
At the hotel I stay at, I have a business center, and you can basically send eBay orders to the hotel from America. So I cheated and got this on eBay.
That's pretty neat. Is that G.I. Joe?
The problem is, I rushed. It was a buy it now. I rushed, so I missed the complete one, like literally about an hour. I thought, well, I didn't have my specs on, so when I was looking at this, I thought, oh, it's complete, lovely. I have it. Really good price. I think it was about $60. And when it finally got to me, I realised it wasn't complete, but I'm still happy with it.
That's the main thing, Jace. Do you know what I mean? As long as you're happy with it,
yeah,
and it brings you that bit of joy, it don't matter.
I just got to find the things that fit in the tripod, the engine, basically. But it looks good. It does. But it's a good little tip. If you go to America, anybody from Britain, order. You know, check your hotel, see if they have a business centre, and find out if they take parcels. They might be a small cost, but you will be saving quite a lot of money at times, especially from postage and customs duties. And find out, there's literally, I think it saved me a fortune.
What did I miss?
Like the last 3 times I've stayed at this hotel.
What did you miss?
What did I miss? I must have missed something.
Jason told me he was going to beat me up at the NEC. Tim swore. Monkey did a weird dance on camera. Kim had a really sweary rant.
Oh, I was gone ages. Oh, nice one. Is that is that the Rattler? No.
Correct.
Oh, cool. I know more about toys than I realised. Wow.
Oh no, you don't collect G.I. Joe and Action Force, do you?
No, I don't. But I did. I thought that looks like a Rattler.
Gold star for you, Monkey.
Thanks, man. Oh, good work. Did you pick that up in the States then?
Yeah, eBay. So I sent to my hotel.
Right. Cool.
Nice.
Good work. Is it complete?
That's the way to do it.
It is. It is a really good way of saving. It is.
Oh, nice one. Good work. Have you got anyone to fly it?
I've got the guy that goes. The guy came with it as well. I think he's called Weasel or something.
Okay.
And So it's quite good that I got the guy for it as well.
That's cool. I got a parcel in the post today. I've been really itching to open it, but I haven't opened it just yet.
Well, you can open it on cam if you want.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this for a long time. I've had it pre-ordered for a while. So I got this box today in the post. I didn't actually buy this from Entertainment Earth, but this is from Entertainment Earth.
Okay.
And you can already see what's on the box.
It's He-Man.
But I've actually got there's two figures in here actually.
Santana, that would give you a heart attack.
I'll open it now.
It's Xantara.
Oh, okay.
Her name's Xantara.
Right. Okay. I'm just about in. I've just got this other end to do, and then we'll see what. Now I'm really hoping these are in decent shape and they're not punched.
Or you'll end up punching someone.
Mm-hmm.
I've got two figures in here. All right, this is the first one, and you'll have seen his name on the packaging.
Brian Dennehy.
So these are the new cartoon collection Origins figures, and here is Man at Arms.
Yeah, it's the Filmation cartoon version.
Yep. And I'm already pleased because they've stuck this sticker on wonky, but never mind.
Yeah,
at least but it's unpunched. It's unpunched, which is cool. Yep, nice. I've been looking forward to these cartoon collection figures for absolutely ages. I've had these pre-ordered since they were available for pre-order, and I finally got the first two. So there's Man at Arms. I don't know if you can see him very well because of all the glare from my screen. It's probably not a very good. There you go. That's a bit better. He's got his powerful moustache. So there's Man at Arms. Pleased with him. I don't know if I'll be able to get that sticker off and put it back on again straight. So I think I'll probably just leave it. It'll have to be on the piss.
You and him have a similar mustache, Monkey Boy.
Well, I'm not sure. Mine's not really very powerful. I haven't really got a Tom Selleck. Mine's not that powerful.
It's not Tom Selleck's mustache.
No.
I think Tim would make a good Man at Arms.
Yeah.
So yeah, there we
genuinely
go.
Do. He's got the look.
I'm hoping that these card backs are the same size as the Origins ones, but I'm not sure if they are or not. I haven't actually. I've got a Super 7 card back here, and they were the same. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, it's the same. So they're the same size card back as the Origins figures and the Super 7 figures. This is Skeletor's prison that Skeletor was in. So I won't show him that. He'll get upset if he sees that again. And then I've got the second figure here, which I got.
RNOs.
And
okay, here we go. Here's the second one. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. In fact, you guys are seeing it before I did because I haven't turned it around yet. Let me have a look.
He looks amazing.
I'm very pleased with him.
Why would you let another one in your house?
Well, I don't know.
You don't learn. You don't learn.
Monkey Boy, what the bloody hell is that? Nothing, Skeletor. No, don't worry. Monkey Boy, what have you got there? No, don't worry about it. Nothing. Excellent.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Andrew, I don't buy any plastic cases.
I think I know a little blue guy that is not going to be very happy with this at all. And I've actually bought 2 of these so that I can open one.
So will he be taking over Skeletor?
Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how this plays out. But I think Super 7 Skeletor is going to hit the roof when he sees this.
When I see what?
Nothing. Don't worry, Skeletor. You're all right.
Can he hear me? Can Skeletor hear me right now?
He can, yeah.
Hey, Skeletor.
Yes?
You're starting to look like you're losing muscle density. I think it's time for a replacement.
How bloody dare you!
Fantastic. Oh, he looks really cool.
That new Skeletor could totally kick old Skeletor's ass.
I heard that, you shit!
He looks brilliant. Oh, I'm really happy to have him.
He doesn't have such a stupid face as the other Skeletor either.
Although I'm going to have to get the other one out that I've bought, and because this one, if you can see, his belt is a bit wonky. His belt isn't on properly.
Well, that just means he has a larger package.
Well, yeah, maybe. But when I open the other one, I'll decide which one I'm actually going to take out of the packaging.
My money's on new Skeletor to kick old Skeletor's ass.
I'm really happy with how he looks. He looks really cool. What an excellent sculpt.
It's kind of like I reckon Skeletor feels now like how every kid ever felt when their parent brings home a new baby and clearly it's the favourite.
Excellent. Well, I'm very happy with that, and I'm pleased the card backs are nice and straight and they're not punched, so that's cool. Very happy to receive those today. I've been waiting to look at them all day. Yeah, nice one. And I've got some bubble wrap as well. Yay!
Maybe you could wrap old Skeletor up in that and sell him on eBay because you don't need him anymore.
Hey, Monkey Boy, when you were doing that one face, you looked just like Rob Zombie, and that's a compliment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I'll be going to be doing something in the next couple of weeks that Monkey Boy might get upset.
Oh, why? What's going on?
My Black Series are going.
Really?
Yeah. I need
all of them?
I don't believe in putting things away in boxes. If I can't have them displayed, I've got. It's like Dean said about the He-Man figures, where he felt no feelings. I'm the same with the Black Series. I've got no feelings whatsoever.
Are you going to sell them?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll probably do a couple of job lots.
Okay. I'll have to contact you and find out which ones you've got, because there might be a few that I'm after.
Would you trade a Skeletor for one?
No.
I bet I don't need a Skeletor in my place either. I've already got one.
Yeah, no one wants him really, do they?
You've got a boxed layer, haven't you? A boxed slave layer.
Yeah, that one I'm keeping, Monkey Boy.
I was going to say, because you get quite a bit for that.
Yeah, I mean, if I wanted to sell her, I'll be looking over £100. But I've got to think about the slave layer, so that's one thing I will be keeping. I mean, that's the only one I kept in the box.
Oh, well, all the others are loose, are they?
I'm like Dean. I'm an opener, basically on the modern toys. I mean, yeah, I just got no.
How many have you got? How many have you got?
I would say probably about 50 or 60.
Right. Okay.
When I go in, that's something for like the last 3 years.
Right.
When I go into something, I deep dive in. And I suppose in some way I burn myself out on them, I think.
I'm sorry to cut you off there, but what on earth is that dog doing to Thumper behind you?
Oh.
Yeah, I decided that. Oi, stop doing that. Bit naughty. He's upset now.
Has he got his lipstick out?
Oh.
Yeah, it looks that way.
Thumper looks defeated.
Well, Thumper looks happy.
Oh.
No eggs this Easter.
Yeah,
he's Roger Rabbit now. Hello, Tom. Thanks for joining us, man. No problem. No need to apologize.
Yeah, no worries. 1980s and Star Wars guy. And the monkey.
Soda said, not only does he have to deal with my fake apology from 2 weeks ago and my latest insults, his evil and better-looking twin will send him through the roof of Snake Mountain. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be very happy. I'll keep the other one in the box, and I'll open that in front of Skeletor.
Bear with me one moment.
I saw your arse then, Jason. Put it away. We've had enough of that on this channel. Whee.
I'll pick this up in Target.
Good work. Yeah, it's some nice artwork on there.
Yeah.
Are you going to open it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the original price was, I think, $35 or $40. And I was like, and they got a scanner, so I went and scanned it on the price. And it went, this is $14 and something. No,
what?
It was $11.95. I went, thank you. You're coming home.
My God.
Oh, and the monkey had to go. He said his phone was dying. He said, great stream, fellas. Big fan of the dog.
Oh, okay, Monkey. Thanks for coming on, Monkey.
While it's in my brain, see a monkey. While it's in my brain, and before I forget, I've got a bit of an idea. Really, do you think you could maybe film the two Skeletors having like a quiz, like a round robin, like a test to see who's the better Skeletor and who gets to take the new throne? Because I mean, old Skeletor's going to lose. It's a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure they could tolerate each other for more than a couple of minutes. I'll have to see.
I never realised how small old Skeletor's muscles were until I saw new Skeletor.
Yeah, but then he also has cousin Skeletor.
Yeah, he's over there as well. But that's a secret. Really, he's in France. Yeah.
I'll bet, Dean.
Oh,
Has Skeletor got a Venetian cousin with a gondola?
Yeah, I mean, I must have had about 6 or 7 requests for different ones. I've had Venetian, you've said. There's been Spanish, Russian, Scottish, Chinese. And probably a couple of others people have requested, but no, it's just Skeletor for now.
Do you think what does Kim Gonick think on Skeletor having a Scottish cousin? Let's ask her.
We've already had this discussion and come to the conclusion that making a kilt would be quite difficult.
That's true. Yeah, I'd probably have to buy a kilt for him if I was to do that.
That and also showing it on camera properly.
Yeah, it's difficult to get much of him in camera. I could fudge it somehow, but I would
theoretically, if a kilt arrived at your door, like, you wouldn't want to waste it though, would you?
Well, not really, no, but I think I'd have to spend about 3 weeks practicing my Scottish accent because I'm not sure I can do that anymore. Yeah. Oh, Andrew's saying he wants a round table with 10 characters all talking to each other. Yeah, I think you've said that in a comment before. I seem to recall you make a comment to that effect sometime before, but there's just no way I could manage it. I couldn't do 10 at once. I mean, I've only got one pair of hands, and I wouldn't be able to manage it. And I couldn't do all the different camera angles. I wouldn't be able to switch between different characters and show them, because I literally only have my sofa to film on. I mean, if I show you my sofa now, look, here's my sofa that I film on. It's got a bag on it and a large fish at the moment, and a monkey and a Winnie the Pooh and various things. But if I just go a little bit to the side, look, you can see all the rest of the room. I've got no. I just can't.
Skeletor has some strange sex toys.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Especially this big fish that he has to manage. But I don't know which end he prefers, so I'm just going to put that down. Yeah, and I've got Robert Monkey here.
Uh-huh. Robert. I like Robert Monkey.
Who was it that said? Was it? It was either. I think it was Soda that might have said that he looks like a cross between Orville and Cuddles the monkey. He looks like their love child, which I thought was quite cool. It might not have been. It might not have been Soda. It might have been Gerard or someone. I forget who said it now. But yeah, no, I like Robert Monkey. He's quite cool. He's quite a cheery fellow. We'll
you probably need it. Well, you're going to need as much cheer in your house as you can get, because the next 24 hours are going to be proper upsetting for certain members of the household.
Why would they be proper upsetting? Oh, because of the new Skeletor?
Because of my new Skeletor.
Okay.
Yeah, no, we'll see. We'll see what happens at the weekend when I film the video. I'll open the other Skeletor and see what kind of a response I get. But I mean, I really do like the look of that new cartoon collection one. I think he looks really cool. But it's a bit to replace Skeletor. I'll say it quietly so he doesn't hear me. I probably won't replace him, because you know, if you've got a TV show that you like that's got a presenter, and then they change the presenter, it's never quite the same, is it? So although I like this Skeletor a lot, and I think he's really cool, I'm not sure people would want me to actually swap him out for this guy. I mean, I could do an opinion poll, I suppose, but I think I think
you should keep the original one. I mean, that one, new Skeletor, is superior in every way. But maybe he's too good.
Kidnap him.
Yeah, no, I've got a real soft spot for the Super 7 Skeletor. I mean, he's done me proud, really, over the past.
I could have had one for a tenner as well.
I know, you should have got that.
I didn't know the value of them. I didn't know the value. There was a He-Man and it was that Roll Out Roll Call. But at like all these shows, whether it's G.I. Joe, there's always other little bits that sneak on the tables. And some bloke had both of them. And I couldn't get hold of you because I was going to ask if you wanted them. And I'm denard, so it was 20 quid I don't really need to spend, because I've got Motu's, as much as I had a few toys, they were hand-me-downs from my sister. So it's not a big thing for me. And then as soon as I told you, you were like, dude, you missed out on an absolute steal there.
Yeah.
But I didn't know.
I'd have bought them. I mean, I've already got 4 Skeletors and 2. I'm not sure if I've got 2 He-Men or not. I think I might have 2 He-Men. No, I've got 2 Prince Adams. But anyway, yeah, you could have made 20 or 30 quid on each of them.
Mm-hmm.
Truth is, I'd have probably just sent them to you.
Well, or you could have had your own Skeletor to look at and go, yeah, you could have had him in your own home.
Yeah, no. It's difficult enough every Sunday having to look at his silly face. So I don't want to live with one, because I love you really, Skeletor. It's just It's just you mugged me off in my comment the other week. You know, you took the mick out of me. I'm upset by that.
What? Because he
call him old bonehead as well.
Oh, when you said that your comment about can you read this out? And he's just said,
He did a fantastic job of Scatman this week, though. I was impressed with that. How many takes did that take him?
1.
Wow.
Yeah, the whole video was just 1 take. Yeah, he did the whole thing in 1 go. Yeah.
Well, see,
yeah, no problem.
He's not.
I mean, I may have practiced it for the week running up to it.
But I can just imagine you two stood in the kitchen every morning practicing it.
Well, I'll be honest with you. That is something I used to do anyway. That little bit. I didn't actually know what the proper noises were, but I used to often do that. So I had the timing and everything. It was just, yeah. No, he was pleased to do it.
I can't remember if I've messaged him this
I've
week.
got to go. So thanks, Tim, for having me on.
Mm-hmm.
I've basically got a Skype, but I've got to answer a couple of messages. I have.
Thanks for coming, Jason.
What was that?
Thanks for coming, man.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Jason.
My volume's low, so I have to sometimes. So I will see you all next week.
Yes.
Yeah, good to see you, Jason.
Thank you, old bonehead.
Cheers, man.
I'll see you all later.
Tim.
See you later, Jason. Take
See
care,
you
man.
later, Jace. Take it easy, man.
See you all later.
See you soon, dude.
All right. Work out and turn this off.
Okay, so now there's just 4 of us.
Yeah, and I'll have to head off fairly soon because I've got an early start in the morning.
Okay.
But I mean, there's no great rush, but yeah. Let me just check my tablet here to see if we've Andrew's saying that replacing the Mego bands is tricky. Yeah, I imagine it is. Those He bands are a pain in the neck to do. So does saying that Skeletwit needs to stay, the ninny. Yeah. Andrew saying that old Skeletor will appreciate the pity vote. Yeah, I mean, I was sort of tempted to maybe put an opinion poll up and say, you know, would people like to see a new Skeletor in the role? But I'm pretty sure people are quite fond of him in his own little way, you know. So I won't replace him, but it'll be fun to see how he reacts to this newcomer in the household. I mean, the new one will be outnumbered because although I've got 2 of the new one, I've got 4 Super 7 ones. So,
and they still don't make up half the man of the new one.
That new one's really good. I like that. I'm very pleased with how that looks. I mean, I obviously saw the pictures online and stuff, but actually in hand, he looks really, really good.
So how long did that take to get to you from ordering to your door?
Well, I pre-ordered them, so it only took a couple of days to arrive once they dispatched it. But I think they came at the end of last week, and I got a message saying that they were in stock and ready to ship. So it only took a couple of days, but obviously,
how long was the pre-order though?
4 months, 3 months, something like that. 4 months, I think. I don't quite remember.
That's not too bad. I mean, you hear stories of some people pre-ordering stuff and having to wait like over a year, and I just think I'd have given up.
Well, I pre-ordered the Leech figure, and I waited over a year for that to arrive. But this one, I pre-ordered all of the cartoon collection, so that's Skeletor, He-Man, Man-at-Arms, Beast-Man, Trapjaw, and Teela. So I've pre-ordered all of them, but Skeletor and Man-at-Arms are the ones that have come in first. They're available on in-demand toys as well. Man-at-Arms and Skeletor. So I guess the others are coming a bit later. I think the estimated arrival for the other ones was April, but it might be sooner. But I pre-ordered all of them, and I ordered 2 Beastman and 2 Skeletor, because I figured that I'd want to open them. It's still going to be quite traumatic for me to open them, but I think I will go ahead and open them.
In other Motu news, last week, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because I'd had a couple of rums and a beer, I decided to sit down in one hit and finish off the second half of the Kevin Smith Motu thing.
Oh, okay.
I am now dumber for the experience.
Oh, really? I haven't watched the second half of it.
Oh my god!
I couldn't bear the first half.
Do you know what?
Teela's unlikable in this new one, isn't she?
She is, but even Adam, even He-Man, I took right. I know a lot of people gave praise to Mark Hamill for voicing Skeletor. It doesn't work, man. Doesn't work. He is not a Skeletor. He's not a Skeletor. For all the great voice artistry he's done, it's just no. Every time he spoke, I was like, no.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like right.
It seems like he's just doing the Joker voice.
I mean, and I did read a lot of. Well, in fairness, I've read mixed reviews on it, but I did read a lot of praise for it as well. And I was just thinking, when a voice takes you out of a show that much, it's just not a good fit. And I mean, I know he wants to put his swing on it, but we all know how he wanted Skeletor to sound, don't we?
Yeah. Well, and it was also a bit of a. I can't. Maybe it was a budget thing. I really don't know. But they had Alan Oppenheimer voicing Mossman in the first half of the season. So if Alan Oppenheimer, they clearly got him to do that. Well, I don't know why he couldn't have just reprised his role as Skeletor. I mean, he's not. His voice isn't as powerful as it used to be. If you see Alan Oppenheimer on panels and conventions and things doing the Skeletor voice, it's not quite what it used to be, but I still think that they would have been better off having him rather than Mark Hamill, because he couldn't have been cheap either.
To be fair, if there's one thing I've learned in recent months, what you can do in post to a voice to bring it up or add clarity or depth that's maybe naturally missing, like, or then maybe just leave it, get him to do it, and just let him do it as his voice is now, because I think the fans would have accepted it anyway. I mean, as much as I said earlier, I don't have a big connection to Motu, because I still watched the cartoon as a kid. I still played with the toys. I still enjoyed the show. I mean, we all know the problems with the Kevin Smith show, the straight up lies as to what it was. But
that's he's news, not a fan. See you,
Tom.
See you, Tom.
Thanks, man.
Kevin Smith is not a Motu fan. He lied about that.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, I like so much of his body of work, his films. I mean, I've got all the View Askew universe.
Yeah.
I thought Clerks 3 was such a brilliant ending to the Clerks trilogy. Sad. I thought it was
I haven't seen the third one. I haven't seen that.
Wow. It like all of his films, they've all got a bit of an emotional ending to them, haven't they? Really,
yeah,
they're all quite deep.
Yeah.
Well, except for maybe Mole Rats, but they've all got their messages in there. But I really enjoyed Clerks 3. I was actually I wouldn't mind because he does his own. Because when he does sequels to his films, he tends to do quite well. I mean, the latest Jay and Silent Bob film, I know a lot of people didn't like it, but I probably preferred that to Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I mean, I really enjoyed Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back when it first came out, but I was a lot younger at the time.
Yeah.
And looking back at it now, it's still funny, but the humor hasn't aged. That's the one film that hasn't aged so brilliantly, whereas the other films, they're just such good little portals into their time.
Yeah.
Like the first Clerks is so good.
Yeah, the first one's brilliant. And I liked I like Mallrats, actually. That was the first film of his that I saw. And then I went and watched Clerks and Dogma and Chasing Amy and those sorts of ones. But I haven't seen the latest Jay and Silent Bob, and I haven't seen the other one that we were just talking about.
Sorry, just to cut in on you there, mate. Oh, Kim's just said she's got to shoot because she's got an early start. Good to see you, Kim.
Thanks, Kim.
Thanks for having me. See you later.
No problem.
Chat to you later, mate.
Bye.
Take it easy. Yeah, the Kevin Smith's so good, but like Motu wasn't a fit for him. And like I say, each to your own. If people enjoyed Mark Hamill with Skeletor, that's fine. I have no issues with that. But for me, every time he spoke, I was like, what am I listening to? This is just not right. And
yeah, I didn't like
and
that.
do you know what? Even I know, like in it, like Prince Adam, like when he mans up, he bulks up. But why was Adam so scrawny as in his normal form compared? Like all the characters were big, so it would stand to reason that he would be big and muscular. Like what? You didn't need to make him so weedy to make the transformation of He-Man more impressive. I mean, there's some things you didn't have to change, and they changed stuff. And
I wasn't too fussed about the art design and the character design. That was the least of that show's problems, quite honestly. I wasn't worried about how they looked so much.
I found Orko I found Orko unlike. I just found a lot of the characters unlikable, and I even found Cringer and annoying in it. Like, what's going on? You should love that character.
Yeah,
but it is what it is.
The transformation of Cringer into Battle Cat was the best thing in that whole show.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's good parts in it. There's clever stuff. There's good stuff. I mean, I just think overall it just I just felt I had to finish it for completion's sake. But I will hold my hands up and say when I watched the first episode when it first came out, I don't know if it was a little bit of nostalgia or whatever. I didn't mind the first episode. I thought it was all right. And then about 2 days later, I don't know, something I'm really guilty of doing. I tend to have to watch things twice, like films and stuff, because I can walk out of the cinema thinking something was amazing, but it's that initial hype and buzz. And I almost need time to reflect on what I've watched and actually really soak in what I've just seen and what I've heard.
Right.
And then I start analysing it in my brain. It's like when I went to see the new Batman film with Robert Pattinson. I came out of the cinema like, oh yeah, I enjoyed that, even though it was 3 hours long. Which I didn't know going into it, and I knew I properly enjoyed it because like a good week later, I was still thinking about all the parts I enjoyed in it. You know,
right?
I wasn't finding reasons to dislike parts. But I mean, I haven't seen a lot of films in the cinema in recent years. I could probably name the 3 or 4 I have seen. I don't think we should really count the Paw Patrol movie because that wasn't my choice. That was Jackson's choice.
Yeah, all right.
But isn't it funny how a voice of a character can make you dislike the character? So I'm going to use Paw Patrol as the example, but it's relevant to all cartoons and all stuff we watch. So when Jackson was a bit younger, he was mad on Paw Patrol. He loved it. And in the first season, I hated the dog Chase because I thought he sounded like a suck ass. I hated the voice actor. I thought he just sounded like that real preppy, annoying, horrible kid everyone hated at school who sucked up. But I loved Marshall because he had this really soft, sweet voice. Then they changed the voice actors in like season 2 or 3. And I then thought Chase was all right. And I thought the new voice actor for Marshall made him seem like a bit of a dick. So, but that's what happens. It doesn't matter if it's, I know I'm talking Paw Patrol. What are you doing? But look at any cartoon we've ever watched. Like, look at the real Ghostbusters when they changed Venkman's voice. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Like, just ruined it, man.
Yeah, Lorenzo Music was the one.
Just absolutely killed that show on its ass.
Yeah.
And it was kind of weird. And like through the years, but like when me and Kim did it's strange because when me and Kim did the Turtles podcast on the movies, I wouldn't pick up between the films, the different voice actors for the films, but watching the cartoons, I could pick up on it because TNMT, there were so many times that they changed the voice actors. Even because I watched most of them through with Jackson because they're all online there. I watched them all on YouTube, but I think they're all on Paramount now, or one of the streaming services we've got. And Jackson loved them, but there was one episode and you could hear it straight off the bat, and I was like, "That's Uncle Phil from bloody Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, voicing Shredder." Like, you know, was it? No, I think he always voiced Shredder. Sorry, no, it wasn't him. He always voiced Shredder, but someone else came in and it was another famous actor. Sorry, I'm getting confused. But I looked up, I can't remember who it was now, but you know when you hear a voice, I know that voice.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Uncle Phil was Shredder. Sorry, he was in the cartoon. Someone else, stepped in and I was like, it's so and so. And you could hear it really clearly. But yeah, it's odd, but all that to say that goes back to the Mark Hamill thing. One, I don't dislike Mark Hamill as a voice actor, but stick him as Skeletor, and I'm like, I just made me hate the character.
Yeah, it didn't fit very well. I thought he just sounded the same as the Joker. It didn't seem like he was doing anything different.
Yeah, do you know what? I haven't watched it yet, and you might have, Monkey. You might have done. Now, I have a lot of love for the Child's Play series. I mean, like, a lot of love. I'm mad on the Child's Play films. Don't talk about films I like a lot, but I love those films. I even really enjoy the TV series. I can't wait for the next part to come out. But Mark Hamill they remade Child's Play, and Mark Hamill voiced Chucky in it.
Yeah.
Now, I know the premise is a bit different. It's an AI doll this time rather than a voodoo body swap. But I'm like, I can't bring myself to watch it because I'm like, forget the change of the story. If I'm not hearing Brad Dourif, I can't get behind Chucky. It's like when I watched the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. I know I argue all the time that you can recast characters like the Indiana Jones thing. I agree he could have been recast. But there are certain characters like Robert Englund to me is just... I'm not saying he can't be recast. I'm not saying he can't, and he has been, but that wasn't because it was the guy from Watchmen who played him.
Yeah.
But I don't know what you're going to have to do as a new actor of Freddy. You're going to have to bring something bloody impressive to the table. Because, I mean, makeup-wise, you can always make Freddy look like Robert Englund. That's just totally possible.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know if you guys agree on that. There's, as much as I say you can recast certain characters, I almost feel in some films you just... What do you guys think? Do you think I know they have done for that one film, but do you think Freddy Krueger anyone can ever hold a torch to Robert Englund?
Well, I think I've got a foot either side of the fence, really, because I agree with what you're saying that Robert Englund really is Freddy Krueger, but I was quite up for a reboot and a recasting. My main problem was that the film just wasn't shot very well. It was too bright. you saw Freddy too much, too soon. It just didn't. There were bigger problems, I think. I didn't mind the new look of him. I thought it was okay. I obviously prefer Robert Englund. He will always be Freddy, but I was up for a new one. When I heard that they were doing a new one and they'd recast it, I was still excited to see it. But it's the same as. I probably feel stronger about Jason Voorhees when they did Freddy versus Jason, and they announced that it wasn't going to be Kane Hodder. And Kane Hodder is most people's.
Didn't he come in on part 4?
He was only in it for. No, he was in it. I think for 6, 7, and 8.
Oh, okay.
I think I can't quite remember now, actually, to be honest. But he wasn't in many of them.
He is that big hulking presence. But what I will say for the Nightmare on Elm Street film, bear in mind, I did go into it quite excited initially, and I just think the bad film, the bad portrayal of Freddy, just made me question how are you going to do Freddy. But one of the problems I had. What was the scene? There was a scene they recreated in it with CGI rather than the practical effect they did originally, and it looked what it's like. Why didn't you just do that practically? It worked brilliantly. Was it with the face with the wall or whatever it was? Was that the scene they did in it? There was a scene. Bear in mind, I haven't watched this since.
Yeah, I haven't.
I bought it on DVD when it came out. Literally, it just come out, and I think I saw it at Tesco. Really excited, picked it up. Got all the Freddy films. Got the Nightmare on Elm Street films, some the Friday the 13th films. I've watched them all multiple times. And I come home and I watched it. I thought, I don't like this. Yeah. And I watched it again like 2 days later because I thought maybe you're just being a bit of a dick because it's not Robert Englund. Like, look at it. I don't like this. And I gave the DVD away to my friend who then watched it once and was like, I don't like this.
Yeah. No, I was disappointed with it. And it was a fairly faithful remake, and there was only one bad, dodgy bit in the first Nightmare on Elm Street. Was right at the end when Nancy's mum gets pulled through that little window in the door, and there's that effect is really dodgy, and it just looks really tacky and corny. But apart from that, the rest of the film, like you're saying, with the practical effects and stuff, it looked really good, and they didn't have to. They didn't mess around with the story. They did a fairly faithful retelling of it, and I just find it hard to believe that they managed to miss the mark, because they didn't have to do anything. They just had to remake it, and that's all they had to do. But every single scene was just lacking something. Even the scene in the bath where Freddy's hand comes up out of the bubbles, even that was just like it didn't feel as. I don't know if it's because of the music or what it was, but it was just something that just didn't work with the film, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is, but that's why I say it's just, what can you bring? I am an advocate for recasting people, but it's just I just think when you see a film like that done so badly, it makes you question. Just me, it makes me question if certain characters maybe need to be put to bed, or until they can actually do it bloody properly. Zantara brought up a good point there a minute ago. Tim brung the comment up about who they chose to voice Krang in the Michael Bay second movie. I think I said it in the podcast. I really didn't like the voice of Krang in the Michael Bay movies. Just like you literally could have. I can't remember the name of the actors that Zantara said, but it won't come to me. I think my brain's starting to delete things now.
I haven't seen that Turtles movie. I didn't know they'd recast the voice.
It's just, They're Michael Bay movies, mate. They are literally the Transformers films with the turtles in them instead. Even to the point that I think it was the second one, you see someone dressed up as Bumblebee on a Halloween parade.
Oh.
Me and Kim theorized, like we spoke about when we did that show, that we both felt walking away from it that perhaps Michael Bay was trying to set up a shared universe, because they were so alike. Even Shredder in the first film, the end fight with the Shredder on the rooftop, it's just like they're fighting a Transformer, mate. Right. Literally, his suit is just like a Transformer. It just looks like a Transformer in it, with all the blades and stuff. It was
right.
You know, Michael Bay's good for flash, bang, action, fast. Right?
Yeah.
You know, and some people really enjoy that. I personally, my favorite Turtles film is and will remain until they can do. I'm not saying it can't be bettered or someone can't come out with something on par with it, but it is 1990s Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I still think that film's great. I think it's fantastic.
I loved that when it came out. Yeah, I loved that.
The practical suits, the Jim Henson puppetry.
Yeah.
The dark story, which was a nice balance between the original comic and it took elements from the comic, it took elements from the cartoon, and it found a nice sort of dark enough balance where adults would definitely enjoy it, but it had enough of the cartoon, like little cartoony bit. No, the second film was certainly, well, I don't want to do a podcast on you, but like their bands being the colours of what they were in the cartoon in the first film, them all having their colours and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, some people have told me their favourite one's the second film, and I just think the second film, well, I don't think, I know they did for a fact, it's well documented. They basically were like, first film was too violent, parents complained, let's make it more like the cartoon. And that's literally what they did.
Right.
And it was a lot more wacky. So the first Turtles film for me is just so good. Elias Koteas as Casey Jones. Is it Judith Hogue as April O'Neil? Oh, so good. And just a good film, man. I
like the first one. Is 2 was Secret of the Ooze, was it?
Yeah, 2 was Secret of the Ooze.
I've seen that. Yeah, I didn't mind it, but
don't get me wrong, it's not a bad film. It's watchable. It is more childish. I mean, the worst one in the series was for me was well, it's not actually called Turtles in Time. That is a common misconception. A lot of people call it Turtles in Time because of the computer game, but the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, the one where they go back to like feudal Japan. I can never say that. Japan, with the scepter, and they swap places, and they're like they bring back Elias Koteas, and he's like, they like sandbag him, man. He's like stuck in the past looking after some like old samurai. Like, it's like you've got Casey Jones in the film, you've got Elias Koteas, but then you have like a parallel. He's like then in the past playing another character who just looks like him with. I don't know if anything was lost in the edit. Often it is in these films, but it's like you just wasted a fantastic actor. You had Casey Jones back, and you screwed it. Like Casey Jones back in the past with the Turtles, and of course the look of the film was so different because they had a different company come in and do all the suits and everything, and they looked very different. It just didn't have the feel. And you know, even when you see Splinter in it, like, it's not Jim Henson's puppetry, man. Do you know? I know Brian Henson basically led it because Jim Henson died just before the first film was released. I believe it's dedicated to him. But yeah, it's some films, you know. Sorry if I'm waffling too much, Turtles.
Oh, no, it's cool.
But if is there any remake film of is there a remake can you think off the top of your head of a remake of a film that you actually prefer to the original? Is there one like a go-to one?
Yep, I can think of one straight away.
Okay,
and it was actually from and this is going to be a controversial decision. And I'm not saying I don't like the original. I'm not saying that by any means. Please don't think that. But speaking of Michael Bay, it was from Michael Bay's production company, Platinum Dunes, and it was the remake of A Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Okay, I'm going to say to you now, I'm a big fan of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Me too.
In fact, I've said before, it is my favorite horror film probably ever.
Oh, cool.
I did not mind. In fact, dare I say, I kind of enjoyed the remake, not the subsequent sequels that came after.
No,
but I did not mind the remake of that. Look, I prefer the original because I like the suspense in it versus the out and out gore. But no, I don't like have any issues with you preferring that.
Was brilliant. The shot where the camera goes from the, I think it starts outside the car and it goes into the car through the hole in the woman's the girl's head and back out the other side. That shot was amazing. I was like, that is so cool. And I found that a really good remake. Now, like I said, I'm not saying I don't like the original because I do. I think it's great. No problem with it at all. But I thought the remake was done very well. It was pacey. The gore was there because actually Texas Chainsaw isn't that gory. I mean, there is blood and stuff in it, but it's not the most gory film. I mean, Texas Chainsaw has this aura of being, oh, it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it's the most shocking film ever. Actually, it's not really that bad. It's really the suspense that frightens you, and it's what you don't see. You know, when Leatherface grabs the girl, pulls her through the door, and then just sort of pulls the shutter across.
Mm-hmm.
It's moments like that that are really quite frightening. But I thought that remake was very good actually, and I was pleased with that one.
I've got a strange remake that I prefer to the original film, and it's I'm going to go back to James Bond now. Now, I don't know if you're aware, but the Sean Connery James Bond film that isn't part of the main series, Never Say Never Again, is actually a remake of Thunderball. And yeah, 100%. And although it's not got the same intro with the blood and the gunshot and everything, and it hasn't got the big flash music video entry because it was a different company, so the copyright and all that. I think as a film telling the story, and a slightly older, more gravelled Sean Connery, I just think it paid the story off a bit better. I'm not saying it's my favourite Bond film, and I love Thunderball. I love all the old Bond films, but I just thought Never Say Never Again. It was a really interesting take to have Sean Connery come back, redo the film. There are differences in it, yes, but just to see him as an older, it's interesting to see him as an older Bond, which I believe he was only like a year or two younger or older than Roger Moore at the point when he made that film. And when oh God, what was the Roger Moore film that was released at the same bloody time? Yeah, I can't remember, but there was an official James Bond film released at the time, which was a Roger Moore film, and the Roger Moore film did do better, but Never Say Never Again still did really well at the box office, if I recall.
So is Never Say Never Again, if I were to buy a box set of all the Bond films, would that film
not in there? No.
Right.
I have actually just opened up Wikipedia to try and tell you the company.
So why did the broccoli people allow that to happen?
Do you know what?
That's really weird.
The exact reasons I wouldn't be able to tell you how they managed to pull that. All right, quick article here, just scanning through. McClory, obviously the guy involved in the making, had retained the filming rights of the novel and a long legal battle dating from the 60s. Oh, basically, I think a guy had the rights to the novel and he fought a court case and they said, yeah, you can make the film, basically.
Oh.
That's the very short version. And I have had to wiki that. That's not from the top of my head. I opened that up, so I knew that you'd ask me a question I wouldn't know.
Is the music different in that as well, then?
Is the what, sorry?
Is the music different as well?
Yeah, it's nothing. It's completely. It doesn't. It is a Bond film. You got to bear in mind they couldn't have the gunshot intro where he walks on screen and he shoots because that's all owned by another company. And the intro had a very 80s-esque song because at the start of the film, Sean Connery's on like a training course. You don't know that to start with, but it's training, and he basically gets killed. He doesn't die, but in the training, they basically get him, and he has to go to like a center because his health's in bad shape, and then it just follows the story of Thunderball. Yeah, but sadly, no. If you buy the box set, it won't be in there. I've still got my copy of Never Say Never Again on VHS. It's at my mum's house because I got it for Christmas one year. I always used to get a Bond film for my birthday or Christmas, and my nan bought me all the Roger Moore ones because I'm a big Roger Moore fan. Probably my favorite Bond.
The story is still considered.
It's still essentially the same. No, not part of the. It's not. It's completely removed. It's completely separate of the Broccoli films. Was it MGM who made those? It's completely separate. Think of it as it's just a completely separate film and its own thing.
Right. Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a straight. It's the product. I mean, it was directed by I do know this. I'm not reading this off. It was directed by Irvin Kershner. So
really,
yeah, it's good. It had good people behind it, and of course, and I believe that the Never Say Never Again. I promise you, I'm not reading this off Wiki now. I think that was some tongue-in-cheek net. I don't think they could use the name Thunderball anyway for however it worked. But I believe that was something about some clever play on something Sean Connery said in the past, like he'd never play James Bond again. So they called the film Never Say Never Again because he came back and played Bond.
Wow.
I could be wrong on that. Like I said, I fired Wiki open just to see who the company was. But yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But then another thing, which is not a remake, but like, what about let's take it away from remakes of films. So like, obviously, there's Point Break, a film I love. I love Point Break. I think Point Break's a fantastic film. Yeah. I've owned it on just about every format it's ever been out on.
Yeah.
And I will always watch it if it's on. I'll sometimes fire it in the DVD player because I don't actually own it on Blu-ray. I've only got it up to DVD, so because I only watched it about a year ago. But what about when you see films like The Fast and the Furious, which is straight that's Point Break. That story is Point Break.
I've never seen any of them.
Okay, so the first film is not that bad. The first Fast and Furious is not that bad. I saw it at the cinema. I enjoyed it. And I remember coming home really buzzed. I loved this film. And I remember going to like my part-time job. And my boss had been and seen it that weekend as well. And he knew I was a big Point Break fan. He's like, you really like that film because it's Point Break? I was like, no, it's not. And then I thought about it. It's absolutely Point Break. It's the same damn story. Like almost beat for beat. Except for you substitute surfers for like race, street racers. It's lit, and rather than robbing banks, they're robbing trucks for DVDs. It is a cop. All right, so he's a cop in this one, working with the FBI, I believe, in Fast and Furious. But it's a cop who goes undercover, infiltrates, becomes friends with them, then has the moral dilemma. What am I going to do at the end? And he finds out, do you know what I mean? It's the same. It's Bodhi It's it's Johnny Utah and Bodhi. It's Paul Walker's character and Vin Diesel. It's the exact beat for beat, mate. Same bloody story.
Who was the director of that? Was it Catherine Bigelow?
Of Point Break?
Yeah.
I believe it was, because didn't she direct Free Willy as well?
Don't know. I know she did Near Dark,
or
which is
is it that
a very good vampire film.
No, I don't think she directed Free Willy. I think I've got that in my head because I think Laurie Petty was in Free Willy and she was in Point Break. I think that's the confusion there for me.
No, yeah, it was Catherine Bigelow because she won an Oscar for the Hurt Locker.
That's right, yeah.
And I think she used to be married to James Cameron.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah, I don't think they're married anymore, but I'm sure they were married. But she did Near Dark, which is a great vampire film. Where I don't know if have you seen Near Dark?
I haven't. I've heard lots of good things about it, but I haven't seen it.
It's a very unusual vampire film in that there's hardly any. The vampire is never kind of acknowledged. No one says vampire. There's none of these tropes like, crucifixes and holy water and all this sort of thing. The only thing is that the vampires in it don't like the sunlight. That's the only thing in it. But you could watch that whole film and not actually realize you're watching a vampire film. It's really quite good.
I'll check. So so you're recommending I put that on the old. I'm always looking for films to watch because I'm at the point now where I'm so disillusioned with new films. I'm quite happy to be recommended.
Yeah, Near Dark is worth a look. It's worth a look, actually. Near Dark.
Oh, cool! I will check that out.
It's got the late Bill Paxton in it, and I think Lance Henriksen might be in it. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, no, I'd be quite up for watching that because I do like a good vampire film. I love a good vampire film.
Yeah, I mean, it is good.
I know what my favorite vampire film is. It's not everyone's favorite. I think most people like this film, but I don't think a lot of people put it up there with the top vampire films. But From Dusk Till Dawn, mate.
Well, I knew you were going to say that. Yeah, that's a good film, man. Because I remember when I first saw that, I had no idea what it was going to be about.
Snap.
And I all I knew is that Quentin Tarantino was involved. Because it's a Robert Rodriguez film, isn't it?
Isn't it a Tarantino story or script, and Rodriguez directed it?
Yeah,
or something like that. Yeah, because Lost Hooligans Productions did it, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I was attracted to it because of the Tarantino connection. I thought, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch that. And I remember going to the cinema to see it, and I hadn't had any spoilers, nothing. I had no idea what it was going to be. I had no clue. And you watch the first half of the film, and it's like, yeah, okay, cool. I'm into this. And then halfway through, it just flips, and it suddenly becomes the craziest fucking vampire film. And I was like, what's going on here? And there's one film that has done a similar thing, which I really, really recommend. And I believe it's a Kurt Russell film, and it's called Bone Tomahawk.
Right.
I won't say anything else about it. Well, I'll say it's a Western. Let's just say it's a Western, a cowboy film. But it's called Bone Tomahawk, and I really, really recommend watching that.
Oh, man, if it's got a good twist in it. So my story for From Dusk Till Dawn, I think it's still going actually, in Poole. There's a little secondhand video and CD record shop called Red Rock Records. And it was just down the side of the high street, just opposite the Burger King. And I used to go in there because when you haven't got a lot of money, but you can pick up a film or whatever for cheap to watch, because I loved my films. I used to really watch films all the time. I should watch more now, get back into it a bit more. But I went in there with my friend Pete, and I saw this From Dusk Till Dawn video in the stack of, it's in alphabetical, and I pulled it, what's that? And my mate Pete goes to me, "Have you not seen that?" I was like, and the guy's like, "Oh my God." And the guy was like, "I don't know if there's anything on the case." He said, "Don't read the case." I was like, right, okay. So it was like a £5, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know, man." And the guy was like, "I'll do it for you for £3." Okay, so I give him £3 for the VHS, and he put it in a brown paper bag, and he's like, "Do not look at the case, don't read any of it, don't anything." He checked it; it was all rewound. He didn't look over the case too much. He's like, "I don't know if there's anything on there to give any spoilers." He's like, "Go home, put this film in, and watch it." So I did. I went home, grabbed a couple of beers, because when I was old enough to drink, but still living with mum and dad just prior to meeting Carla. Like, well, no, I think I was actually about 17, actually, but old enough to drink by UK standards. And I watched it, and I was blown away, mate. I was blown away. And I say to one of the things that annoys me now is on the DVD case, because I don't remember the VHS. I think I gave the VHS away to somebody who hadn't seen it because I bought it on DVD.
Right.
I bought it. They did like a special edition 2-disc one for an anniversary or whatever. I brought it, had the film on it, Full Tilt Boogie, which is like a documentary of the making of it, which is really good watch.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, really good watch. And but it just annoys me that at this point, you can't really moan about spoilers, but if no one's seen it, they like literally reference on the front of the case it's a vampire film. I'm like, give people half a chance to not know it's a vampire movie.
Yeah.
Because anyone who watches From Dusk Till Dawn, even if they know that it's a vampire movie, and sorry if anyone's in the chat and doesn't know that, but we are however many years on.
Yeah.
If they didn't know, brilliant. I mean, if you'd still enjoy the film regardless, but I'm just so happy that there was literally my mate Pete and the guy in the shop were like, just go home and watch it.
Yeah.
And like next time I went in there, I was like, the film's amazing.
I know.
They did too.
That totally blew
mate,
me away.
Do you know what? I think I probably watched it 2 or 3 more times that week. I was that, because you've got to bear in mind, one of my other real all-time, I don't ever really have a favorite film, but I certainly have films I like and enjoy. But I am a big fan of Desperado. Okay. I love Desperado. I don't like Once Upon a Time in Mexico. I watched that only recently, actually, and I thought, nah, it's still rubbish. I really like the low budget first film, El Mariachi, because I remember I got that on VHS. I tracked it down this pre-DVD days. In fact, I had to order that in at HMV in Poole, so they didn't stock it, and they ordered it in for me. I think it cost me nearly 25 quid because it wasn't something you would stock. But go back, that was an expensive buy. And I think about 3 months later, they released a dual VHS with both of them on it. I was like, damn it. But, I didn't mind because I had it. Yeah. No, they didn't. Sorry. They released a dual DVD with it on. That was it. And I was just... Have you seen El Mariachi?
I might have done. But I saw Desperado first.
Yeah, I think 99% of people have. But so El Mariachi did come out first. Robert Rodriguez made it on literally, I think it was something daft, like a $5,000 budget. I mean, he literally filmed it, recorded the sound, used normal lights with bits of cardboard on them to light scenes, used friends, family, borrowed locations to get this film made. And it is very low budget, but it's good. And it's all in Spanish because it's set in Mexico and it's subtitled. But it's, you know what, I don't mind a subtitled film. If it's a good film, it's a good film. But I remember when I had it on VHS, that's right, I had it on VHS, spent a fortune on it. They did the dual release DVD and I bought it. So I've still got that to this day. But there's a song in El Mariachi that he sings in the bath. It's seen in the film. And on the VHS, they did the subtitles for what he was singing, but they didn't on the DVD, and that really annoyed me. I was like, how would anyone know what he's singing?
Oh.
And
who directed Desperado?
Robert Rodriguez.
So he remade his own film?
No, he didn't remake it. Desperado is the sequel to El Mariachi. So Desperado is a sequel. Not a lot of people know that.
Maybe I haven't seen El Mariachi then. I'm sure I have, but I don't remember any of it, and I'm pretty sure I've seen it.
I'm pretty sure, without Googling it or wikiing it, without researching it, that's all I ever seem to do these days is research. Without researching it, I'm pretty sure because it's not the same guy in El Mariachi playing El Mariachi. It's a different guy. Antonio Banderas was cast for the sequel, but I'm pretty sure one of the guys in Desperado who come with the guitar cases, one of the guys in that is the guy who played El Mariachi in the first film. I'm pretty sure of that. But yeah, just well worth a watch, man. I mean, well, I'm posting some stuff up to you this weekend. I would never be in any rush to get it back as and when. If you want me to post you up the DVD with both the films on, I'm more than happy to. If you want to have a watch,
I can find it. It's all right. I can get it. It's no problem.
Oh, cool.
I think I've got Desperado. I can't remember. I've got so many DVDs that I had to go back to the charity shop last week, and I took a load of DVDs that I'd already bought twice. I was like, I've just bought all these. I've already got them all.
It's like a really cheap rental service, isn't it?
Well,
You see, physical media. Now I've got my new TV and I've set up the Blu-ray player, which of course can play DVDs, and it's all nice and set up now. Like before, my old setup, for whatever reason, I just didn't have it set up, and every time it's because my old TV didn't have enough HDMI leads. I remember I had to keep switching the leads around because it was a real old TV. And I bought one of those HDMI extenders, but it always played up and kept switching sync. It was crap. So I never had it set up, but now I've got it set up again. I actually don't mind firing DVDs in because it's just, but yeah, I don't care DVD to Blu-ray. We had this discussion last week. Like the quality of it doesn't really bother me. Dare I say, DVD quality is fine for me. I'm not enough of a film connoisseur to worry too much.
Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah,
I get why people are. I completely get it. I get it 100%. If you're passionate about it, absolutely, you want the best.
It's like I was saying last week. If you watch The Evil Dead on VHS, it's a great watch. If you watch it on DVD or Blu-ray, you can see all the makeup effects. You can see the edges of everything, and it doesn't look quite as good. So I'm all for, if a film is good enough, it doesn't really matter what if the quality isn't quite so good. And many of these older films, particularly stuff like Jaws and I'm sure there are a number of other ones, but like I said, Evil Dead as well. You watch them now on DVD, and it's just something that's not quite as good about them.
I mean, we've all got mutual friends in the community who are mad on their film and they love to get the best. And I get it. I completely understand why people will search out the best quality thing, but I don't know if it's just me. When I watch a Blu-ray or I watch a DVD, yes, there's obviously a difference in picture quality. 100% there is, but you're talking to a guy who has only just recently got it's a 4K TV. I didn't even have a HD TV. Literally, the TV I've just got rid of was like 720 ready or whatever it was. It was old.
Yeah, that's what
real old. Yeah, so I've only just gone to a 4K TV, and I think it's Michael who spoke me through how to turn off one of the settings because he loves his films. He loves his high quality films. So I get it 100%. But he told me a setting to turn off on my new TV because I was like, I don't like the way it looks real weird. And it's a motion setting on the TVs, and he told me what to turn off, and it did it. It made it watchable.
Is it that smooth motion thing?
Yeah. Yeah, Michael
Yeah.
told me to turn that off, and never better advice was there ever. I hated it. I could not. I watched the new Doctor Who with it on, and it was driving me mental, mate. And when I turned it all off and I watched it again, I was like, oh, nice. I can watch this now. I don't know. I kind of it's just that someone's filmed it on a hand camcorder to me. Just looks a bit looks weird. I don't know. Tim, does that true smooth motion stuff bother you on TVs? It drives me nuts.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just getting bored with it. Sounds like you guys are just having a conversation to yourselves. It's not something I can get into right now. I'm just getting bored.
I'm sorry, Matt. I mean, I just thought we were talking films. You're something you would be into.
I am into films, but what you're talking about is things that go over my head. It's not fit. You're talking about stuff I'm not into.
Oh, sorry, Tim.
But do you want to give us a subject of what you want to talk about to make it more inclusive?
I don't really know. I'm just getting bored right now, and I haven't had anything to eat. I'm just finally getting something to eat right now because I had trouble sleeping last night, and so I slept until like 12 noon, and I had to get up. So I was really rushed for time today.
Oh, it sounds like you've probably had enough, Tim.
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay, man. No worries, man. Sorry that we were talking about stuff that you didn't really feel into.
Yeah, I just haven't had that great of a week. It's been raining off and on way too much, and I've just haven't had that great of a week. I'm not even sure if I should have been putting up a video recently because I had other stuff I had to get done. It hasn't been that great of a week for me.
Oh, sorry to hear that, man.
No, hopefully you have a better week.
Have you at least got your dance class you can look forward to tomorrow? No, Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday, but I haven't really practiced at all, and I have a hard enough time getting the living room free to do stuff because my mom is always watching. By 6 or 7 o'clock, my mom is in here till like 10 or 11 watching TV, and then by then, I always have to worry about her waking up in the night, and then the bathroom situation is ridiculous. I have to worry about keeping the light turned off in the bathroom at night because it's ridiculous. I used to be able to just turn on the light whenever I had to use the bathroom at night. Now I'm having to keep it turned off at night now because my mom uses the bedroom right across from the bathroom where she used to have the master bedroom.
Oh, okay.
So
the light disturbs her when she's asleep, does it?
Yeah, and with my bedroom, she would always, when my dad was alive, she would always get upset. Oh, you're slamming the door, and then she's getting upset that the bathroom door is being slammed during the daytime. If I have to get in there to go to the bathroom, I'm not going to worry about things about it being loud during the daytime. I'm sorry. I know we've got like a housemate now. It's just things are just crazy right now.
Oh, that sounds quite stressful.
It is stressful.
Go get yourself a PBJ and a Dr. Pepper and have a nap, mate.
I've had a Dr. Pepper and I've slept a little bit too much. This rainy weather just makes me want to sleep more.
Oh.
Sorry, dude. Probably overslept way too much.
Oh, you need to try and get back into a sensible pattern again. It's a bit tricky, isn't it?
I don't know how. If I don't have something to look forward to, I just get all upset.
Oh, dude. Oh. What cereal have you got? I'm interested to know what you're eating.
Kellogg's Corn Pops, but I don't have milk with it. I just don't like milk.
Oh, you just eat them just straight out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
My missus does that.
I used to do that with sugar puffs.
She doesn't drink milk.
Wow.
I can tell Carla tomorrow she's not. I've called her weird for years about that. She's not the only one. There's more of you.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. Andrew, I'm just not having a great week. I'm happy I got my Stan Solo custom Darth Vader and Luke. I got the Dagobah training Luke. And the Darth Vader has the removable helmet, so this was the next best thing to getting it Kenner to making a Return of the Jedi version.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's actual cloth good cape that's on there, and he's got a little bit of a skirt underneath, just the back side of it is more of a skirt. There's no front skirt.
Yeah, they're cool. They're expensive, but I think I think they're worth it. You get what you pay for, I think.
Yeah, and he holds the red lightsaber nice and tightly, and the Dagobah training Luke, he'll hold the lightsaber tightly in the left hand so they can cross sabers, and then he holds the gun with the right hand.
Yeah. Yeah, they're cool. I'm glad they arrived so quickly.
Well, yeah, it was going to be, I think it was going to be, yeah, they originally were going to come today, but I think that it was like Monday or Tuesday they came in the mail.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, Andrew, I don't know if you want to go down that rabbit hole collecting toys as an adult.
What has he said?
He said Stan Solo is tempting, but I haven't pulled the trigger yet.
Oh, okay.
Tim makes a good case. He's also
Guys,
saying,
I'm going to bounce. Sorry to cut in.
It's okay. Go. It's okay. You probably have to go to bed.
I do.
No worries,
Take it easy, guys.
Thanks for coming on. Cheers, Nick.
Bye.
Andrew says corn pops are fun. I enjoy some dry cereal as well from time to time. I usually drink almond milk. Yeah, I think that almond milk and like soy milk my mom likes to drink now.
I've had oat milk a few times. I don't mind that. Have you never liked milk?
It's just something I just haven't liked the taste of. I might be a little bit lactose intolerant. But I think it's because I'm mildly autistic. I might have some digestive issues. I think that's why I have acid reflux. I've just had some type of digestive issues. It seems like my senses are extra sensitive. Extra sensitive sense of smell, taste. Extra sensitive to pain.
Right. Are you sensitive to loud noises and stuff as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick saying night all.
Cheers, Nick. Thanks, man.
Andrew saying oat milk is fun, but you have to watch added sugars. I am a fat guy, so always looking to cut calories. Yeah. I've never really been that fat, but when I've had to take some medications for depression and anxiety, I've had weight problems. Yeah, those fireworks are annoying.
Yeah, I'm all right with some. I'm okay with fireworks, but I don't like things like vacuum cleaners and roadworks and sort of like power tools and that kind of thing. I can't deal with those. everyone's saying goodbye to Nick. Yeah, cheers, Nick. Thanks for coming on, man. If anyone didn't catch the beginning of the stream or the middle of the stream when Nick came on, Nick has got a podcast on the 3rd of February, Saturday the 3rd of February, and it's all about the drink Tango and the commercials that were shown in the UK in the 90s. So it's worth checking out. I'll put a link in my community tab after the stream, so you guys.
Okay, yeah, because Ben Stutley has been wanting that.
Yeah.
He's afraid he's not going to get the notification for it on YouTube.
Yeah. I'll put a link in my community tab after the stream, and then you can go onto that and then click the remind me button, set the reminder, and then that will remind you on the day. Cool. All right then, Tim. Well, shall we wrap things up?
Yeah, it's just I haven't had a great week today.
Okay, man. That's
it's
okay,
just
man.
Been a crazy day for me.
I'm sorry if you felt a little bit left out when we were talking about those movies.
It's okay. It's just, I guess I just get bored easily, and I'm getting my days mixed up. I thought today was already Thursday. It's Wednesday, but I've got to get the trash cans out today so they get picked up tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't forget that. Cool. All right then, dude. Well, thanks so much. It's been good. Been a good conversation. Sorry that it went a bit out of your ballpark at the end there.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting a little bit of heartburn. I guess I drank Dr. Pepper a little bit too fast. But I've got to take my pills, and I always need something to swallow them with, and water. They don't always go down well with water.
Oh. Okay.
You're welcome, Andrew.
Cool. All right then, guys. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. Thanks to everyone in the chat. Appreciate everyone stopping by and checking it out. Thank you so much. Hope your dance class goes well, Tim.
Yeah, I need the exercise really, and if I'm able to do some type of dance, I think it calms me down. It's kind of soothing, and it's, I don't know, it's some sort of like meditation. I just see it as stuff. Yeah, I need that music just to end it. I know deleted scenes when he does At the Edge of Midnight, his chill streams on Sundays late at night. He always starts this music and he ends this music. He'll kick everybody out just to play this music at the start and end.
Oh.
And then he'll bring everybody back in.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I like this music. It's nice. Thanks, Ben. Cheers, man. Yep, got to take the car in for the service first thing, so got to be up nice and early tomorrow.
Yeah, and I'm happy I got these two guys recently.
Yeah, they're really cool. They're going to look excellent.
It's nice to see Darth gets his red lightsaber.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm glad you got those. I hope you're pleased with them.
Yes, I'm pretty well pleased.
That's cool. All right then, dude. Well, we'll talk again soon.
Mm-hmm.
Hope the rest of your week is okay, man.
Mm-hmm.
Try and get some sleep.
Yeah, I was in bed for a while. I was in bed for like 2 hours late last night, and then I got up for a while, and I went back to bed.
Cool. All right then, dude. Well, thanks everyone again for joining us. Thanks to everyone that joined us in the chat, and we'll see you guys next time. See you later, Tim.
Mm-hmm.
We're still here.
Yeah, I need to click end stream. Sorry. I want to end the music too. Yeah, to go to brand. There.